Good evening and welcome to the January 5th, 2025 Joint Board of Select Board and Budget Committee meeting. Please join me in the flag salute. All right, I look for a motion to accept the warrants.
So moved.
Have you had a chance to look at them yet? Okay. All right, we will look at those after the meeting. I look for a motion to approve the December 15th and the 30th meeting minutes.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All right. Would somebody read the announcements, please?
The town clerk and tax collector will have resumed normal business hours on Fridays. The select board will hold a workshop tomorrow, Tuesday, January 6th at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. to discuss system administration. The planning board will meet on Wednesday, January 7th at 7 p.m. The budget committee will meet jointly with the select board on Thursday, January 8th at 7 p.m. The Select Board will hold a community workshop on Tuesday, January 20th at 6 p.m. to discuss community involvement in the $75,000 grant we are working on. The workshop will be hosted by the York County Soil and Water Conservation District. There will be a public hearing for Libby Fruits on Monday, January 26th at 7 p.m. The public is urged to attend, and the Select Board is looking for members to join a comprehensive committee. If interested, please contact Alicia 793-4475 or selectboardadmin@limerickme.org. And as part of the hearing, a citizens policy, no personal attacks on any individual firm, including town employees, town officials, or members of the public will be tolerated during any meetings. Please direct concerns about individual employees or town officials to the chairman of the Board of Select Persons outside the public meeting. Please stay current with town information by visiting www.limerickme.org.
Thank you. We will move on to department reports. And first department report we have is the Budget Committee.
Can I ask a quick question before we move to the
Yep.
page? I didn't quite hear when you asked for a motion on the warrants. What did you say? Did you guys not vote on it, or?
Did not vote on it.
Okay.
Howard hasn't had a chance to review them yet.
Okay, so I'm guessing that anything on that warrant that needs to be paid will not be paid until next week when you can officially vote on it?
Once we have all signed on them.
Well, it's my understanding that you have to approve it in an official meeting prior to anything being sent out. So going in and signing it after the fact is not approving it.
Okay, I mean, I can look into that. I mean, I know that's how it's been done in the past, like over the summer when we meet every other week and we sign the warrants in the weeks that we're off. People don't get paid bi-weekly during the summer or anything like that.
Well, payroll is, I know, the exception,
Okay.
but
And I know that in previous that the checks have been released once there's the adequate amount of signatures.
well, I don't think that's legal, because you're supposed to vote on it at this meeting before, because we don't know, if you don't vote for it, all this money's being sent out, and we have no idea if you've approved it or not. I mean, is there discussion that goes on after the fact? Because that would be an illegal meeting.
No, there's no, sometimes there are sticky notes that are put onto the bills to say hold till we can have a discussion with all the selectmen.
So there's no communication on the warrant after this meeting? You're just going in and signing it or leaving a sticky note and no discussion regarding a concern?
Yeah.
We can vote on that where Howard hasn't looked at it. We can vote on it. Howard will have to abstain. He hasn't looked at it. We can vote on that. But as far as any of the stuff that was on there, it's anything that had a sticky note on it in the last couple of weeks is not in that warrant today.
I guess the point I'm making is that warrant was completed for tonight to be voted on so those bills can be paid. If there was a problem with any of it, it would be discussed in this forum, so everybody would know what's happening. To sign it after this meeting is not correct, if not illegal. I know you said you've done it in the past, but doing something wrong in the past doesn't justify continuing it in the future.
Yeah.
I'll have to abstain.
Well, that just, I mean, yeah, that just opens up the questions of, I mean, like I said, I mean, even in those off weeks in the summer, if we take every other summer, I mean, bills don't wait 2 weeks to be paid out. You know, each week we don't, in the summer, we haven't, you know, voted on 2 warrants once we're meeting, but.
Once they're signed by two people or 3 people, when there was 5, then they were paid.
Well, I'm pretty sure when you voted to go every other week, there wasn't included in the motion that we will blindly sign those warrants on the meeting in between without the public's knowledge of it. So, again, doing something incorrectly in the past doesn't justify continuing it in the future. Thank you.
So I'll go back to the warrants. Is there a motion to accept the warrants?
So moved.
I will second that. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
I abstain.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
All right. Department reports will do the budget committee. We'll go over the warrant. I can read the warrant. In the name of the state of Maine, greeting. In the name of the state of Maine, you're hereby required to notify and warn the inhabitants of the town of Limerick in said county and state, qualified to vote in town affairs, to meet at the municipal building, 55 Washington Street, in said town on Friday, the 13th day of March, 2026 AD, at 8 o'clock in the forenoon, and then and there to act upon Article 1 and by secret ballots on Article 2 through 43 as set out below. The polling hours, therefore, to be from 8 o'clock in the forenoon until 8 o'clock in the afternoon, and said articles being the following. Article 1, to choose a moderator to preside at said meeting. Article 2, to elect by secret ballot 3 select board members, assessors, and overseers of the poor, 2 for a 3-year term and 1 for a 2-year term, 1 budget committee member for a 3-year term, 3 planning board members for 3-year terms, 1 RSU 57 director for 3-year term, 2 library trustees for 3-year terms, 1 trustee of the Limerick Water Sewer District for a 3-year term, 1 trustee of the Limerick there's a district trustee of the water and a district trustee of the sewer for 3-year terms. And then to vote on secret ballot on the following referendum questions. Article 3, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $1,500 for St. Matthew's Food Pantry? The select board has recommended a yes vote. Is this how we want to do it, or is there a better way? I go like that? Okay.
So how does the budget committee now needs to vote? So does the budget committee have any questions regarding Article 3, $1,500 for the St. Matthew's Food Pantry?
No, I'll make a motion.
Seeing none, all those in favor? It passes unanimously.
Article 4, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $300 for Saco River corridor? This was a request of a higher amount, and we dropped it to, it was requested for $750, we dropped it to $300.
And these are the standard, I'll say, donations.
Yeah.
We get several.
Yep.
And the select board goes through and says, these are the ones that the citizens have historically supported.
Yep.
And
There is a new one,
Yep,
2 new
couple
ones.
And then
Yeah.
a few that missed it.
And then a few that have missed the, yeah.
Any questions from the board regarding the Saco, $300 for the Saco River corridor?
Did we do it last year too? Because I thought we stopped 1 year, we
I
didn't do it.
don't believe we did the Saco River corridor last year. I'd have to go back.
It was
The request was $750, you dropped it to $300.
Right, but last year, they
I
didn't.
can't remember I don't remember.
It wasn't on there last year.
It wasn't on there last year, so this is due.
Weren't they late,
I
or
don't,
did we just leave it
no,
on?
actually, you're right. Saco River Corridor came in late and Caring Unlimited was Yes, thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Unanimously passes.
Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $500 for the American Red Cross? Select Board recommends yes.
Any discussion from the committee? All those in favor for the $500 for the American Red Cross? Passes unanimously.
Article 6, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $500 for the Day 1 program?
This is a new one, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Day 1.
Day 1 was not on last year. They didn't request last year either, correct? No.
No, it's a new one.
We discussed this at the last meeting.
We did.
Yeah.
Brady, do we have what their function is?
It's mental health and substance abuse for teens.
Any discussion?
All those in favor? It passes unanimously.
Article 7, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $797 for Life Flight? Select Board recommends yes.
Any discussion? Do we know where they came up with the amount? I'm just curious.
I know, that's the amount they've sent the last few years.
Every year they come up with that much.
It is odd, but yeah, and it
It is
didn't
odd.
change. Last year was the same. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
All those in favor?
Per capita?
Per capita.
All those in favor?
It passes unanimously.
Article 8, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $1,052 for Caring Unlimited?
This was also one that we
It was
discussed.
late and, yeah, came in and we talked about last meeting. So this one helps domestic
Domestic
violence,
violence.
facts like they pay security deposits and other things.
And they help with hearings, they
Yeah.
help with.
Yeah, they help with lots of stuff.
Was that the same price as last year?
I
This
don't know
is a new
because
one.
they were late. We didn't have it on last year.
Any discussion?
All those in favor?
Passes unanimously.
Article 9, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $7,500 for lake activities, $2,500 for the Lake Arrowhead Conservation Committee, $2,500 for Secocas Lake Association, and $2,500 for the Pickerel Pond Association. Select Board has recommended yes. On this one, I'll just note that each lake has requested a different amount, some higher, some lower. What we did last year, and I think the years prior, but I know for a fact last year was average it out. Each lake gets the same, or each body of water gets the same amount, to be fair, across the board.
Are these all up from last year's amount?
2,500 is what we gave last year.
Okay.
They requested more this
Okay.
year, but
Yeah, I think Pickerel Pond last year was a new one that we added, because we only used to do the Secocas and Lake Arrowhead. The question I've got is, for lake activities, so
Right,
it
these
used
are-
to say for
These are
milfoil.
not for lake activities. I
That's
thought
right, that's.
Lake
we
Arrowhead specifically went for
The
the
milfoil.
milfoil
And
abatement.
Secocas Lake did.
Secocas Lake Association went for the boat
monitoring.
inspections,
Right,
as well
which
as the
is-
Pickerel
which is mil-
Pond.
Milfoil.
So it looks like on the Tuesday, March 5th, 2024 warrant, it read 3,000 for Lake Arrowhead to expend on milfoil, 3,000 for monitoring of boats going in and out of Secocas Lake, and 1,500 for Pickerel Pond Association for protecting the pond against non-native invasive aquatic plant.
Can we change that lake activities to what
For
that
the-
is?
Wording.
Specify each one.
Or to just say for the invasive species of plants and boat inspections.
Yeah.
So it's very specific
Yeah.
to the taxpayer. I don't want to be paying for
Yeah.
some boat ramp.
I'm trying
No, it
to,
says
do you think
that.
we changed it last year for, I don't know why
It's
we would
always
have.
said, it's always said for milfoil, we've always given it.
Last year it didn't, for 2025's warrant, so I just want to,
Each individual body of water had a different description of
It did,
underneath it.
and we decided to even that out, but they do come, they're for the invasive plants for boat inspections, and I think that should be better defined than saying lake activities. I agree with Steve.
Yeah, because I really don't want to be paying for a parade twice.
No?
We already paid for it.
So I'm going to recommend that we table Article 9 until the Thursday meeting when we can modify the language of the article.
So what do you want it to say for invasive plants and milfoil
No, and boat
Oh.
inspections.
Boat monitoring.
and boat monitoring?
Milfoil is an invasive plant, so,
Okay, so for invasive plants and boat monitoring?
yes.
Okay.
Well, can they vote on that now?
Yeah, so Howard, we're on Article 9, and one of the things is changing it to read 2,500 for Lake Arrowhead Conservation Committee for invasive species, Stephanie?
Invasive
I'm never good at this.
and boat inspections. Instead of lake activities, Howard, we want to say that it's going to fight the invasive species plant.
And monitor boats
And monitor the boats.
instead of lake activities. So is there a motion to make that change?
So moved. Second it.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? All right. So we have changed that to read as requested, which is a good point. So
So does the budget committee want to go ahead and vote on it with the changed wording?
Yes.
I want to wait
Wait.
till it actually says it on the warrant, please.
Okay.
You're not trustful tonight.
Article 10, shall the town vote to appropriate all funds received from snowmobile registrations from the state of Maine for the Limerick Snowmobile Club for the purpose of maintaining the snowmobile trails open for the public pursuant to 12 MRSA 13104. Select Board has recommended yes.
Any discussion from the budget committee? All those in favor? Passes unanimously.
All right.
Article 11, I call it the housekeeping article. It
It's-
hasn't changed year over year, so.
The only thing that's changed is the year dates.
The year dates, we do the September 26th, the 60 days, through the 27th, so I don't know that we want to spend time. This will be posted on the town's website for people to read ahead of time, I
I'm
believe.
okay with not reading it.
Okay.
I want to point out Article
But-
32, though. Is that a typo?
Which one?
Article 32?
Haven't got to 32 yet.
Where are we?
Oh,
We're on
that's not part of the housekeeping?
No.
You
Okay.
jumped- you
It's
jumped
Article
ahead.
11.
Sorry, I skipped ahead.
We're on Article 11.
Slow down.
It's 22
I
from
picked
now.
up this to read this, and never mind.
You really want to be done, don't you?
I want to go home.
All right.
And can I ask, there's not a whole lot of, there's not really money tied to this article. It's more what we're allowing the select board to do. So I don't know that the budget committee needs to make a recommendation on this article. Okay. So could we
I'm fine
remove
with, yeah.
budget committee recommendation on that article?
Did you get that, Alicia, just for your records? On housekeeping articles, we're going to remove the budget committee recommends. Thank you, thank you. Next article is where it starts the revenues. Article 12, shall the town vote to appropriate $1,251,205 estimated revenues from excise taxes, fees, urban rural improvement program, department revenues, bank interest, property tax interest, and unassigned fund to reduce the 2026 tax commitment.
Go ahead,
Yes.
Wendy, I'll let you ask your question, because it's going to probably segue into my question.
Okay, first of all, if you're not going to use unassigned balance, you need to take that terminology out of there. Secondly, this August 18th, you voted to use $326,000 to offset the commitment. You are required to post that question to the townspeople because you're expending money.
We have it to put in tonight to talk about.
Are you?
Yep,
Okay,
It's part of one
excellent.
of the slides to go over. Yep.
That was
I
my
got
question.
the info today from Dottie, and I found it in the minutes, so they all have copies of it to go over.
And you, okay, good, excellent.
So my question segues into the fact that as you had $2.7 million in the unassigned fund.
Yep.
You've already committed to 315,000, okay? There's roughly another 300,000 that's sitting there doing absolutely nothing. Is there a reason why we are not offsetting an additional 300,000 in tax commitment? Because you are a non-for-profit organization, and keeping $300,000 without any type of designation, whether it's capital or offset, means you have a profit on the books.
Is there a way, are we sure that that is the balance in that account?
That's, the auditor gave you the 2.7 million. If I look at your tax anticipation note that you filled out in September, your county tax assessment is 257, your municipal appropriation is 4 million, and your local education is 4.4 million, bringing your total expenditures to 8.7 million. If you take that, there's your 8.7, that's your that's your monthly.
Yep.
Times 12 is 2.1. So if you have 2.7 and you're only, based on the fund balance policy, can keep 2.1, what are you doing with the other revenues?
Yeah.
There are negative balances on the general ledger, and the selectmen need a little bit more time to square that away before you give it back to the taxpayers.
Well, I don't know about that because,
I know about it.
well, I
Okay.
know, but the journal entries to correct a lot of this has been in since September. They haven't been done, as far as I can tell. Some
They
of
were
them
done,
have.
but there is some errors now that has popped up, and
Christ
she,
almighty.
I agree, she has reached out to the auditor by email and phone, and they haven't gotten back to her. I asked why, if that
Your
is an
auditing
email.
firm is done January 1st.
I'm not sure they're obligated.
They're
Yeah,
not
so
obligated
that
to
is an
answer.
email, that is an email that came in today, that there were some mistakes or questions that she had on the journal entries.
By her or by the auditing firm?
And I responded asking if she had just found those today, since we have been sitting on them since September. And now that it is past January 1st,
They're not contractually obligated.
No.
This is the problem with waiting, and this is why we started asking, when are they going to be done? What is the timeline?
I agree with you.
But that doesn't mean we should give up that $300,000, because if taking this conservative approach that you are taking and waiting, I think is better. You're gaining interest.
How much unexpended funds are rolling back into the undesignated? Can you tell me that? Based on the appropriations we did last year, what did we not spend? We should have that, right? Because if we raised and appropriated 4 million and we only spent 3.5, we have another 500,000 that, as of 1/1/2026, rolled back into that fund to make it an additional 500,000.
I am not confident with these numbers on these reports.
So how are we supposed to be confident
This
with
is-
them, Brady?
I tried to change something back a few months ago, and it got voted down, stopped, whatever you want to call it. So I did my part to try to change it so I could stand by these numbers, and it didn't work. So other than asking, emailing, hoping I get a response, hoping I get the documents that I request for, I am unsure of what else to do. Because we do
I
not.
asked for copies of the journal entries as well, trying to figure this out through the budget committee process, and was not given those as a budget committee chairperson, vice chair. I can't get the reports.
As the chairman of the select board, I requested a copy of the legal bills, and a citizen walked in and got them printed off for the citizen before they were emailed to me, which I have an issue with. But everything's good. Let's go with it. Let's keep,
So could I make a comment
Yes.
to the 2.7 million? That's for 2024. Those numbers are based on,
1/1/2025, but that's why I asked.
excuse,
It was 1/1/2025.
yeah, that, excuse me.
That was the balance at 1/1/2025.
1/1/2025. But now you got to get 12/31/25's balance.
That was the number that they used when they set tax commitment in September of
Correct.
2025. It's
Correct.
2.7 million. So.
And that number's should be based on what you ended up with on
so we used
12/31.
it in September.
Yeah.
We haven't expended anything out of it since September, so I'm still thinking that we're sitting in 2.7 million. Because
Well,
that's what, we don't know that, though, because we have
Well,
journaling. But again, if we're not going to use unassigned, then we should take it out of the article.
Correct.
But I do think that the select board needs to take some time, and I would like to see an article maybe in June, that we can say that we know what our unassigned balance is.
Let me help you solve that in a way, a simple way. It's not going to be 100% accurate,
It's not, but
you
nothing's accurate.
need to go back to your audit report that gives you what you feel is a firm unassigned balance.
And
Okay?
1/1/2025, it was 2.7 million in the audited financial statements that are posted on the tax.
But this will be as a double check for yourself, okay?
So who's doing the audit that we will be getting by April or May of 2026? We haven't found the auditing firm yet.
No request for
So
request for
what I'm trying
proposals
to
have
say
been
to
down.
you is, what I'm trying to say is if you go back to 2023, when you know you had a firm audit that was signed off by the auditor and signed off by the select board, go back to that year, take your unassigned balance and everything that you transferred out of that unassigned balance, deduct that out, follow your years through. The only thing that you're going, that's going to throw you a little bit, because your taxes have gone up. If your taxes went up 25 cents, that's extra in revenue that you're going to calculate throughout. If you're
So why can't the treasurer do that? Why does the budget committee have to?
The budget committee doesn't have to do that. If you look at your,
Right, we should have been given that reconciliation.
correct.
We should have been given that, and we weren't. So I did a reconciliation of what I thought using the January 1st, 2025 number.
Which
based
should
on
be
the-
carried over
Which
from
should be carried over.
2024.
And I'm saying you're sitting roughly, I'd have to go back and do, but why should I have to go back and do all of that? I'm a checks and balance, Wendy.
I know you're a checks and balance, and if you're a checks and balance, you would be checking all of that, okay? Anybody that's on this committee and on the select board should be doing that check and balance. Regardless, you don't want to be spoon-fed information from anybody, whether you trust that person or not. You need to say, well, you told me that was 2 million. I go back and I look at these numbers, and it's 2.5 million. Where's the other 500,000? How did you gain that, or how did you lose it? So, yes, you want the information that's coming to you correctly, but at the same time, you should be reviewing that information. I'm not, I don't know what the hell I'm standing up
Yeah,
here.
but
Well-
I mean, using the audited financial statements that are posted on the
Right.
town's website, when I go to page 13 of the audit statement
Yep.
and look at the unassigned balance, it's 2.7 million.
Right, for a year ending,
12/31/2024.
correct,
So January 1st, 2025.
correct.
Okay, so, but
Now you gotta
somebody
look,
should be able to go through January 2025, posting entries on the general ledger and say,
Yes.
what did we spend out of unassigned? And we don't trust the numbers.
well, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm one of three.
And I'm going to sit down after this. This is what
Somebody
I'm
else
trying
may.
to tell you.
We may
At-
trust them, someone else might, but
At
I
the
don't.
end of 2024, take your unassigned balance that was given to you by the auditor. He's standing by this, it's a draft right now, because there could have been other entries, correct. Take your unassigned balance, and everything that you move from that point forward, taking it out, or either taking it out, using it for your taxes to set commitment, transferring it to capital, paying any type of bill out of that money, is going to bring that down. And then you look at your revenues. You can tell by your revenues if they're way off. I know that you're missing some of your house sales and things like that in there, but that's a different bird. But you should be able to tell if you've gained revenue.
So what I would like to say is that by the June ballot, can the board commit to potentially putting an article in that will offset tax commitment and have a firm unassigned balance.
All right, how about if we have an article right now that says that if there is $300,000 that gets used to offset taxes, let the people vote on it. If it is available, then it gets used. Why are we gonna wait for June?
Well, because nobody trusts the numbers, Steve.
Oh, that's right, we're gonna have an article. If it's available, if it's not available, we can't put it to offset taxes.
They want to do the research first,
Well,
because we haven't done the research.
sure, and we're gonna,
We have got that budget 3.5%, not counting the wages, 3.5% over last year.
Yeah,
So
because
you
you
got
guys,
even more money you're dealing with here that taxpayers shouldn't be paying.
well, and I can't tell if the expenditures, Howard,
Well, and-
because the 3.5%, is that budgeted off of what we allocated last year or what we actually spent last year? So if you budgeted $20,000 and you only spent 15, is that 3% increase based on the 15 you actually spent or the 20 that you budgeted?
It's off the 20 that they budgeted.
It's off the
Sure.
20 that they budgeted,
So it's even worse.
so it's even worse. And you want me to vote on these articles?
And one other thing that, and Julie told me this the other day and showed me, they found, they had to make corrections. Now, this is from stuff coming from the auditor. They had to make corrections back to 2023.
Yeah, I know.
And some of those were double entries.
It's not uncommon.
So, and going forward, we've been looking at accounting firms. I think we ought to go back to one CPA that we did for years. The state always brought somebody in, one person, spent a couple days here and did the audits. These guys, they've got I don't know how many people in the office. The only problem is if you saw the article that came out, it was published, I think, I forget who put it up on Facebook, what's happening in the state right now?
Yeah, a lot of.
50% of the counties are being audited by the guy we've got.
He's got a lot of work.
He's got a lot of work, but we're the one taking the hit. As far as I'm concerned, he should have been gone years ago. But
Well, that's not us. You guys can either remove the unassigned out of the wording, or you can take a few days and try to figure out if there's even conservatively $100,000 in there to offset tax commitment, with the pledge that by June, you will have it figured out. Because you're not supposed to have the profit,
no,
and you do.
well, if they
Well,
take,
how do you know that?
I don't, well, I don't.
No,
But,
question, how do you know that? Because you're,
well, right now, you've got a lot of,
you're making assumptions.
we're all making assumptions.
That's
Howard.
right.
This whole budget is an assumption.
how about
What I'm
if we,
saying is, why do we go 3.5% over
Well, why'd you go
last year?
some articles well, that's why I'm asking. The 3.5%, was it off the budgeted amount or off the actual expenditures that happened?
Off the budget amount.
It's off the budgeted amount. So if we budgeted $4 million and you only spent 3.5,
I hear you.
why are we increasing the 400,000 by 3.5%? We should have held it steady at the 400,000 and not raise taxes, because that is your increase.
Without going
But
through-
all I get is, well, you can't trust the journal entry stuff, the expenses.
Hi. We're on Article 12. It's been about 15 minutes of back and forth discussion. How are the citizens of Limerick going to feel somewhat comfortable in voting for a budget when we hear constantly, I don't trust these numbers, I don't have these numbers, I don't know where to get it from, I've asked for it, I don't get it. And we got 300,000 extra, we got 500,000 short, we got 2.7 million, no, it's 2.1. How can this be presented? This has to be done in, what, a couple of weeks?
Oh, it has to be done by
Thursday.
Monday.
how about by Thursday
Thursday.
at midnight?
How is this going to be straightened out so you can present it to the town on March 15th or whatever day it is? Because right now, there's a lot of uncertainty. I don't know how anybody could vote on this not knowing what the true numbers are of the person that we're paying $85,000 a year to do hasn't done.
Well, we've been asking since October for these numbers.
Well, I started asking in August.
Well, Dean, all this stuff was supposed to be done November 1st, so just so you know.
I mean,
What would have we done sooner? You keep saying that,
Well,
I want you to say,
is
right? No, right now, I want you to say.
We used to start budgets back in September 1st.
We started
What numbers?
early, and I've been doing this 15
been
years,
asking
and we
for
used to
it.
trickle things in, it was always last minute.
What numbers?
Why,
What would
why
you
didn't we
wanted
get
to
all the
provide?
budgets in when they were supposed
Hey,
to be?
everybody, let's bring
And-
ourselves back to your core job. You know, we all know that this
Right.
issue.
So,
You have to do, no matter what you do, you have to have a budget for the next year, this coming year. And you have to have so much in expenses and so much in, and anticipate so much in revenues. It's not a great feeling, I get it, but you need to get your budget going. You have people you have to pay. You have the very important things are payroll, contractors, you're going to have to, huh?
Your insurance?
And all those different things have to be paid. And you were given a number by the audit firm of 2.7 million. They recommended 326,000 to bring your mill rate to stay the same, which everybody voted on. You have to get that straightened out. Let's not,
So let's table Article 12, because you have to change the wording anyway and remove the unassigned fund. in
Or
the
you could,
wording.
they could even, I'm just giving you a recommendation, is take your last number and figure out what you have actually spent out of unassigned and what you feel revenues, extra revenues you may have received, because you could come up with a number.
how do you know what we've spent when the numbers aren't in the ledgers?
If the whole bottom line, I guess I don't understand that statement, the numbers aren't in the ledgers. You can make, it's, again, it's all
It's in the
assumptions.
ledger,
It's-
it's just where is it in the ledger?
Right, so you
You're
take
gonna
the
go
bottom line number, and it's somewhere in that whole general ledger.
It's only 200 pages to go through.
So,
No, I'm saying the final number.
Yeah.
Take your final
What's
numbers.
your final number?
so to the 3.5% increase, is that what was suggested when we started this process?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
it
So
was.
can
We
we go?
received this email.
Can we go back to
I-
level funding the budget as of what we had last year?
I was just ready to suggest that.
And then
Based on what we're talking about right here,
nobody, except for the COLA increases, why can't we just
exactly,
start
just the
there?
COLA increases, that's it, the rest of it level funding.
Yep, I completely
Well,
agree with you, Howard.
Then we'll have to deal with that in the next
We
6
voted
months
to do
until
that.
I know we
the
did.
the school vote comes up.
So the
Hopefully
budget,
by then, we'll have this mess squared away.
the budget committee voted to only give the COLA increases and any FICA taxes associated with that. We did that back in November, and on 10/22, the budget committee received this email that said the board decided at last night's board to recommend a 3.5% increase in all budgets.
That was done in a joint session.
That was not,
No.
no, that was not done in a joint session.
Yes, it was.
I don't remember that. Was that done in a?
Not that I know of.
John actually brought it up at one of the
Brought it up.
meetings.
Oh, okay. He brought it up at one
He
of the
brought
meetings.
it up at one of the meetings, but we also voted,
We voted no.
We
We
voted
voted
just
to
to do the
flatline.
COLA and the FUD, and the FUD. That's what
I mean, I understand the part where the numbers are, but what about like departments, the road commissioner who has an increase and there's a significant, that's one of the ones that I see, there's an increase for a very valid reason to get things done, or the transfer station, or the fire department, like,
Does that increase need to be done by March? Or can they come back?
well, will it get done in June, or will it just get pushed and then?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm new to this whole process, but right now, if we don't,
move forward somehow.
if we
Yeah.
can't come up with a budget now, nobody's gonna be getting any increases of any sort, because we'll just have no recommendations for any increases.
So
On the payroll increases, you have to, because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
an
Yeah,
article
except for
out
the
there
COLA.
to do the
Right.
COLA.
Right, that's why we said, we'll do the 2.5 or 2.7%, and then the associated FICA taxes, because that will increase because their wage increase.
To Howard's point, him saying what was your increase over last year for the budget request?
Zero flat funding.
No, I mean, when you were doing,
3.5%.
3.5%.
and there's nothing wrong with calculating that and calculating on what was originally requested, because I used to keep spreadsheets on everything that, year over year. And why are you going $10,000 more, especially if you had a $10,000 balance left in your account?
But we can't tell that, Wendy, today.
Oh, I know that,
So that's my point. When they did the 3% increase, there are some of these budgets that are turning in $10,000 or $20,000, okay, according to the general ledger. So the 3% increase is based on what they budgeted.
So where is the treasurer to answer these questions for all of you?
She has a standing invitation to come to any meeting that the budget committee is at.
Because that's the only
And
way
she
you
has
can get your
not
answers.
come to any.
She has a standing invite to come to any town meeting.
I don't want no
Yeah.
negative. I'm just asking that person who is important to the
she's
functioning
very
of this
important.
town, should be here answering your questions.
Another question, what about like the new, like the deputy town clerk, the deputy tax collector? Those are new for this upcoming year. Are we just gonna
The
not?
deputy town clerk and tax collector is
Well,
not new.
Not new.
Well, we separated them out
But
and
I
changed.
thought we were gonna fund that with the budget for the deputy that was
The
already
deputy was,
there.
yeah, the budget was
For
already
one of
in.
them, but I mean, it's two separate positions
Well,
now.
until we hire anybody, it's
But you had-
not gonna be.
Yeah, anyway.
No, I mean, I'm open to, trust me, I would rather not sit here and go back and forth for 30 minutes on Article 12 when we have 40-something.
I already made a motion to table it because you have to remove the unassigned fund.
Okay, but is this going to be for every article going forward?
It could
Are
be.
you guys going to vote no? Do you want to just do a no increase and only COLA? Like what? I mean, I don't,
Well, I have questions on just about every article.
Yes, that's what we're here for.
That's
to
what
go
we're
over
here
every
for. That's our
article.
job. That's what
That's
we're
what the
elected to
people
do.
want us to do.
Free.
no, yeah, I'm just,
But we can't
somebody
vote.
just said though, why don't we just go up by a COLA? So are we going to, I don't want to say waste our time, but are we going to sit here and go
Well,
through article
we
by
made
article?
We made that motion to accept that in October.
Yep,
The
but
board threw that out when they said, we're going to increase everything by 3.5% in addition to the 2.7. So you guys have presented a budget to the budget committee, and we are saying, we're not really happy with this. And this is the first time tonight, we got these articles on 1/1/2025. So this is the first time we're seeing some of this data.
But that wasn't 3.5% over the 2.8%.
Okay, so it was
It
a
was
3.
3.5%
And
over those
included the
other
COLA.
articles.
And that included the COLA?
Okay, now, just add one thing to that. If you flat fund this,
Yeah.
and then you take, I'll give you an example, roads. We have serious problem with trees, things like that. Those items that we know that we got to address that are I would say emergency, okay? I'll just use that term. Some may not be. But if we put enough money in that, so when the weather clears, they can get started on that, we know it's gonna be done. We don't know that,
So
So-
my recommendation was to flat fund this, and then if there was something that came up, you either have a special town meeting or you put it on the June ballot, Howard.
you're much
And then
better
you
off.
have another ballot in November.
The voters do not appreciate, at least what I'm hearing, special town meetings.
Okay, well then you put it on the
They're
ballot
more
in
known
November.
as special, as secret meetings.
Yeah,
And we've got to stop that.
so you can have it in June.
Could have it in June. Could have it
I
in
mean,
June.
if we go flat funding, this place is going to fall apart.
Well, I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure it's not going to.
A lot of companies have their departments that say, here's your budget, figure it out, work within that budget.
The other problem, and we've all seen it, you tell somebody you gotta have your budget in the 1st of October or the middle of September for the coming year. Come 1st and middle of November, they don't even show up.
Well, we
And as far as
saw,
I'm concerned, if they don't show up, they don't get any damn money.
we voted that said if they did not submit a budget, they get their 2025
Right.
amount. We voted on that. Now, that is not what was presented to us in these articles that the select board put together and are presenting to the budget committee. So we have tried to head some of those problems off and said if we gave them a firm deadline and we said, if you don't have a budget, you get the same amount as 2025.
Or even if they did have a budget, if they didn't come in and justify it to us. Because some of them did submit budgets, like
Some of them did.
for, your animal control. I hate to keep going back to that, but, it's just, I mean, it's just random increase that,
It appears to be random increases.
right.
Okay, so I'll go back to, I guess I'll reword my question. If we continue to go through article, are we going to have a 30-minute conversation on each article? Or should we flatline and do a COLA and change it as going, which I do not agree with and I will vote no on. But I don't want to have a 30-minute discussion on each article, but if that's what we need to do, that's what we need to do.
I can't tell you if it's going to be a 30-minute conversation on each article.
I remember like last year it will be.
Well, that's what we're here for. That's what the budget
Okay,
committee
so
is
let's keep
supposed to
going.
do.
So we're going to table Article 12. Let's move on to Article 13. Article 13, shall the town vote to transfer $15,000 from the unassigned account to the contingency account and authorize municipal officers to use as they deem advisable to meet unanticipated expenses and emergencies that occur during the year? Select Board recommended yes.
So what's in the unassigned?
So,
Let's-
given the fact that we do not know the balance of the unassigned, and we are trying to be conservative, my vote would be no. Anybody, I don't know what you can take a vote, Lori, but we don't know what the unassigned account balance is, and I don't know if there's $15,000 there to transfer.
I'm guessing we're having discussion here.
Yeah, we can have a discussion.
I'm looking at it, and we know there's the 340, whatever the number was. If we think there might be another 300, that 15,000 would have to come out of that 300. So it's all gonna become a balancing act, but until you have all of the numbers, you can't piecemeal it.
We can confuse the people.
You can confuse them and then not fund it. So,
Table
any other discussion?
Those in favor?
it? Of
All
what?
opposed?
Tabling it?
No, we're going to, opposed?
Opposed.
It fails,
Unanimously?
the article fails. Budget committee recommends no.
Article 14, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $127,139 for Select Board municipal support for the ensuing year? Select Board has recommended a yes vote.
So what's that include?
Oh, hold on. So this is now you got to go to the green sheet, is that correct?
Yes.
Sorry.
The green sheet that's white.
The green sheet that's white, I'll try to make it a little bigger. So it's 127, 139 is the article. Right? 127,
Yes.
139. So it includes the select board stipends, 5 of them at 6,000, the health officer stipends at 600, the select board secretary, the custodian, the website administration, vacation for the secretary, custodian, vacation for the webmaster, which is new, I believe, based on a vote and a policy change that you guys made back in June. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then the FICA and Medicare that corresponds with that.
So my question is, all of the vacation, are we replacing all of these people while they're on vacation? Because otherwise, their pay is based off of 52 weeks in a year.
Not when you're hourly. If that's only salary. When you're hourly, you have to have the money. If I wanted to cash out my vacation at the end of the year, that money needs to be available.
And for some of them, yeah, like custodian, we do bring in a temporary.
If I'm not here, I take my vacation. If I'm not here, I don't get paid, so I would take my vacation pay. Be separate from my pay.
Right. Okay, okay, yep.
So this is basically all coalesced.
On the selectman's secretary, is there certain days of the week, hours? Like the treasurer, town clerk, tax collector? Or is it just as needed?
I mean, there's hours that,
No, I'm saying.
I recommend we pay Alicia for every hour she works.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying days of the week that the office is open.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I mean, it's
Okay.
been the same hours since
Right.
I've been here.
And you bring someone in that, at least to answer the phones, I would think, so that her voicemail box doesn't get full.
Okay, is there any discussion on Article 14? Further discussion? Those in favor?
I can't.
That's all right.
That's okay. Those
Wow.
opposed? Article passes.
At least they
Article
they
fif-
can function.
Article 15, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $66,038 for the tax collector's department for the ensuing year? Select Board recommends a yes vote.
So this is for the tax collector's salary at 37.5, travel, supplies, and advertising.
Yes, and her salary only went up 2.8. And FICA.
So that one's
Everything else stayed the same.
that one's level.
Any discussion?
My only question is, so is that paying our existing tax collector?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, but they're gonna negotiate a different salary for the new personnel?
For the
coming in.
deputies. The deputies.
Well,
For the deputies that are coming in to train to become in '27.
To potentially come, we can't guarantee
Right.
that they'll be hired.
To potentially be appointed in March of '27.
Your current tax collector is going to retire in March of 2027. So basically, this budget stayed flat other than the
Right.
other than the COLA increase.
Those in favor? Those
I'm
opposed?
voting on it. Opposed?
All right. Article, what was it?
That was Article 15 we just
15
voted on.
passes.
Article 16, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $40,993 for a deputy tax collector for the ensuing year? Select Board recommends yes.
So I have a question on this one. Sorry.
Don't be
And I-
sorry.
And I know we're all about not spending money, but all of the secretaries in town make more than $22 an hour. If we're putting it at a flat 22 an hour, my concern is that we are going cost over versus quality. I think we should budget for a slightly higher, but when you do the job description or do the posting, it's a salary range or a pay range, depending on experience or qualifications. Because I don't think you're gonna get somebody in there who has any type of qualifications at $22 an hour.
Here's my concern. You've based it on 44 weeks. Exactly when do you, Have you posted the job as open?
No.
So when do you anticipate, here's my concern. You may only have someone in here for 20 weeks by the time you post them and hire them. Because you're potentially waiting until after March to post the job.
I think the idea,
They're reviewing the job descriptions now.
So when are you going to post the job?
I assume, Dee
When
and I
they-
chatted before she left tonight, so I would think by next week we would have a job description to go out.
A job description, and then you would
Posting.
have a posting to go out.
I think the idea would be to have it posted, have interviews, and then if the vote passes, we hire somebody March.
They do the appointing, they're their deputies.
Yeah, we,
I know, but I'm just saying, do you expect, are they gonna work 48 weeks instead of 44?
Well, do we have an article, because I went through all of these this afternoon, and I don't remember, but is there an article to move over some of the funds from last year?
We don't carry over balance.
Zero budget.
They were over budget last year?
No, I said
No,
zero.
they didn't use like 39,000 of it.
Right. But that rolls under the unassigned at the end of the year. It doesn't, that's why they,
No.
we can take that.
But I thought we had
towards
talked
taxes.
about using 3/12 of that to be able to get somebody in
They
sooner.
can.
no.
But that would have to be a special town meeting.
Well, no, one of the questions
In the
is,
housekeeping
in the
article.
housekeeping articles, is from January to March vote, we can expend 3/12 or a quarter of the yearly budget.
Right.
And the conversation was, if we wanted to get the process started and hire somebody now, because in 2025, we had a deputy town clerk, tax collector position budgeted for, we could do that, but it would be
You'd have to come
hard to
back.
hire both of them at that rate.
Right.
I think that's what you were asking.
That was my thought on the pay, because if we put it out for somebody who makes the same amount at McDonald's.
And this was that was the range that was given by the department. I'm not making that up. Like, that was the,
That was the range that she was.
Alicia, that Dee Dee and Judy gave. That was the average amount that the deputies get paid.
So Maine Municipal Association does a wage survey every couple of years. Have we seen that wage survey?
I am unsure on where they got where they got these numbers, but I'd like to assume it was from MMA.
I
But
think what they do, at least I know they've done it in the past, is call around area towns and ask, which,
But that's what I'm saying, Howard. I don't know why we waste our time paying someone to do that when MMA collects that for us, puts it in a report, and you just gotta go to their website and grab it. It does every community that participates. And if we had that wage survey, it may be 2 years old, but we would have better confidence in that $22 an hour is an acceptable threshold.
but we use it as a guide.
We use it as a guide. Yes.
I do have available, if you would like it, a spreadsheet that I kept track of from 2012 to 2021, where there was a salary survey done, someone came in and did it, and I also went on the MMA. Problem with MMA, not everybody participates like they should participate, so you can get accurate numbers. So I have a spreadsheet that kept track of everybody and what they currently made today, and what the COLA is, and then also incorporate any merit increases. Because what was happening for many, many years, nobody was getting any raises at all.
Correct. And that's where the COLA article came from.
Correct,
To give
correct.
everyone that. But what I'm saying is, even today, even if MMA did a survey in 2024, and we're using it in 2026, and
Yeah, you're not
their
that far
article
off.
saying, the average of York County is getting, $26 an hour, then we know we may have a problem at 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I compared my numbers to their numbers and other, it was only off by pennies. So it's accurate as far as that goes.
And I know not everybody
COVID
participates,
Yeah,
but it does give us a better feeling and and knowledge base
But a
that we
person-
are
But a
paying.
person coming in that position's got to realize they're not going to come in at top scale.
What if they come in all certified, Howard?
Then you deal with it.
Then you deal with it, I guess.
use the contingency money you didn't get.
How about the unassigned?
Use the other side.
Oh, I make a comment to that. So on the last article, the contingency account, if you do not approve that article, you will be having some emergencies of some type to spend money. I think you need that money because you're going to end up having a special town meeting.
I just want to make sure the money's there, Wendy.
You know, I've looked at all the numbers myself, and I don't, there's no money missing that's just floating in one spot.
No, it's just,
And so you have to go with your best estimate and, take your balance sheet, do a color-coded one. It'll give you a ton
problem
of
is
information.
nobody's done that analysis.
Well, I got 2023 at home.
Yeah, but it doesn't help me for 2026.
Yeah, it can, because you can move forward based on that information.
Now I got to go through 2024, 2025, and again.
It only takes a second.
It'd be good to give the taxpayers an idea of what they're gonna pay too. We don't just say, oh, well, maybe this, maybe that.
I'm not doing any maybes, I'm telling you that it's all
That was my concern with this flat funding, Steve.
Yeah.
Any further discussion?
Can I just make one comment?
Sure.
I think Stephanie makes a good point. You don't know when this person's going to be hired. They may not start till June 1st. So if you hire them with the intent of paying $22 an hour to start, but you have budgeted for the 48 weeks or whatever the case may be, you're going to have extra money in that budget. So if this person excels right away, then you could give them a boost in their income. So that would be an incentive for someone to apply for this job. And to be honest with you, if someone's right here local at $22 an hour, granted, the benefits are good, but not what you would get if you commuted out of town, I think it's, and if Judy and Dee Dee recommended 22, let's just go with what they said. They got an idea. If we've asked them and that's what they said, go with it.
I agree.
All right, any more discussion? All those in favor of Article 16? All those opposed?
4-1.
That was
4 to 1.
16,
Motion
right?
passes.
Yes.
Article 16.
Article 17, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $40,993 for the deputy town clerk for the ensuing year? Same amount, just the deputy town clerk.
For discussion purposes, shall we just say ditto? Ditto?
Steve doesn't know what ditto means. Come on.
Here we go.
Not anymore.
No, so
That's,
You're going to have 4 people running that office.
So this is,
Well, they're two distinct jobs.
For training.
I'm probably going to get shot for saying this, but I don't know why that can't be combined and have it.
It always was, Howard.
Huh?
It always was.
we
I
have,
know. Somehow along the line, I don't know, maybe you could say what year those got split up.
I think it was when
3 years ago.
21, 22? Carol left and then they put somebody else in it. It's not long, it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, it wasn't, it was 2021, because the town clerk ran for the full position, instead of being deputy, she ran for town
So you're
clerk.
going to have 4 people in that office, Howard.
Oh, I know.
two will be,
Two of them will be
training.
leaving.
Yeah.
But then they'll have 2 more after they leave, so.
Now, I,
Well, no, I mean, I
the
think,
the
This is
conversation
1
was it
year's
would
worth of
switch back
salaries.
into,
I don't think so.
but, what?
To have them be each
I
other's
don't think so.
deputies.
They've always had an assistant in there.
The conversation was that After the year of 2026, in 2027's budget, it would go back to one deputy town clerk / tax collector budget. So there would be 1 year of the budget for 2 positions, and then after it would switch back to 1.
You gonna fire somebody?
Nope, because ideally, the deputy tax collector will move into the tax collector, the deputy town clerk will move into the town clerk, and then there's if there's a need for a deputy,
Is there a
which,
need for 2 40-hour-a-week people in there?
oh, I have a high heart rate right now, thanks to my Apple Watch. No, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't work in this office. I don't know.
There's a lot of idle.
There is a lot of stuff that goes on in that office, a lot more than what I probably comprehend goes on in that office. They've ran it a while with 2 people, and I know it's been hard to cover because you don't want to leave one person in there alone. Then the vacation question, then like if it was, say we had a deputy or we had a town clerk / tax collector position, if they go on vacation, what do we do? I mean, I don't.
Let me remind you of how the third person was kind of sold to the budget committee. Because Judy and Dee Dee were always, or the town clerk and tax collector were always each other's deputy. The third person was because A, they were going to retire, B, because they were going to be open 1 weekend day a month, and they were going to be open on Wednesday evenings. That has never transpired here.
And I mean, I think hopefully with it being appointed, we can change that. I mean, I know I don't like having to take a day off to register my car once a year. I know it's not ideal. It's been closed for a while, online registration.
Online's been closed because of the new license plate.
But when it was open that way, on Wednesday and one Saturday, everybody seemed to like it.
And they were going to be open through lunch breaks once the person was trained. They were not going to close for lunch.
Let's go.
So anyway.
Yeah, so to go.
Let's go
That's
back to
more
this budget,
administration
okay?
budget. How you
Because,
wanna
I
do
mean, we used to do it this way. For me, this is all new. So how
I'm
we
just-
used to do it
I'm just,
doesn't really matter. We have to figure out what we're gonna
I'm
do
just
going
sharing
forward.
how the third person came to be, and now we're increasing it to 4.
Well, no, we're not.
Dee Dee's gonna come up and talk, so she's listening.
Doesn't need to come in and talk. I'm just
Well, I
telling
mean,
you.
we're talking, Howard's discussing one of the changes that the board voted to put these on here, and you guys clearly have some questions, so.
Well, and I think because the town voted and March of '27, the position becomes appointed.
Yeah.
Whether they leave or not. And at that point, the select board can step in and say, we don't need 4 people.
Correct.
2 of them have to go.
Well, 2 will be gone anyway.
They'll be gone, yeah.
Yeah. But if they decided that they wanted to stay,
Technically, in March, all 4 of them will be gone because the elected officials no longer, if the elected officials aren't here, their deputies aren't here.
But in the meantime, we have to
Correct.
have the money there to
Correct.
have the people come in to train for these positions. So
Can we
that's
have-
what we're trying to do right here with this
Can we
budget.
have some type of employment contract with these people, that they will accept the full-time? Because we spent $125,000 training the last deputy to have her leave.
We could. I mean,
So,
Well, we can't do
But
it, we can't do it
Can't
now.
force anybody to
Yeah.
stay,
yeah.
but again,
but again,
can that be a
what you
different?
can do is say, we're providing your training, and you have to stay with us X amount of hours because we're providing that training. That's a condition of my job. If they provide training, I have to pay back the company by staying employed X amount of time.
Yeah, you have to reimburse the company.
Or I have to reimburse the company if I leave.
And this is all on if someone comes in with all
No
certification, or with no knowledge. If someone
No
comes in with the
knowledge.
certifications, then, I mean, yeah, we could,
And that would be the
I don't-
policy
again-
the selectmen can create to cover those positions.
Yeah, I don't think we can do it this year, because
No, but you
Yeah.
can,
Well, you
do
put
it, well, you
can
work
put
on
it in
that.
the
Well, you can work
job
on that later,
offer
but
to them.
It's up to Judy and Dee Dee to hire who they want right now.
Right.
And then it's up to the sitting board at the time to decide if they want to.
But you could put that policy in place next year that states if the town of Limerick pays for your training, you have to work so many hours. And then if you leave without that commitment, you are committed to paying back the town for that difference.
So is that gonna be throughout the whole town, the fire
It should
department
be,
included?
it should be. If we pay for an EMT, if we pay for any training, a code enforcement officer, any of that, I mean, we are just a rotating door of training and sending them to Biddeford, a rotating training and sending them to Waterboro.
And we
We're,
never got our money back.
and we
either.
never get our money back.
One thing you want to do, if you're going to do that, number one, I say resurrect the charter. Number two is that if you put it in as a policy, it can be changed easily, just like that. So you have to make it an ordinance or a law, you just can't do it and
But we're just becoming this site of training and spending all of this dollar, and we're not getting any money or benefit back from all of that training. We're seeing these people come here, train, leave.
We're investing. We're investing.
We're investing in them, but they're not invested in us.
Do we want to
It's a
vote
whole
on?
conversation in and of itself, but.
It is a conversation in itself, but it is something that I think the select board should put on their agenda.
Do we want to vote on Article 17?
Go ahead.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Article passes.
Article 18,
Needs to be
I-
reworded.
yeah, I think this is might be a typo. It reads, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $62,308 for the deputy town clerk for the ensuing year? It's supposed to read for town clerk.
So we'll table that to change the wording.
Article 19, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $9,000 for the earned paid leave account for the ensuing year? Select board recommends yes.
Actually, this is one that you need to look at first.
Yes. Because the green sheet does not match the article.
Well, the green sheet doesn't match the article, and with the
So why don't we
ledger
just-
sheets that we got, it's completely different.
Sorry.
So can we just table
Just
Article
insult you,
19? So you guys have a chance to look at,
We'll talk about it during the meeting.
okay.
Article 20, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $19,759 for elections for the ensuing year? Select board recommends yes.
Was this the same as it was last year?
I want to say there is an
There's a
increase.
slight
There's
increase, I
increase because
think.
we had more special town meetings.
We increased,
Last year's warrant read $18,729.
yeah, so the increase, I think, is in the stipends for the
Yeah,
COLA.
15, 10,
Yep.
$4 bucks.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed?
I can't tell what your true expenditures are, so I can't vote for these articles.
All right, it passes.
Hi. I'm not going to make you wait till the end if you want to talk about what you came up here for.
I heard you guys talking.
Yeah.
We did pass it.
We passed it, so.
That's fine, but I just wanted to answer any questions you guys had.
How's the roads out there?
There, she needs to go home.
Okay, it's getting it's snowing.
Dismissed.
I do have a question, though. How did you guys come up with the $22 an hour? And the reason that this raises, good thing my boss doesn't watch this, but I get emails from Indeed every day. The town of Lyman is hiring for a deputy clerk for a range of 22 to 25. So how did you come up with the 22?
An average is 22. I investigated all around. Newfield just hired a new deputy, $22 an hour. So, I mean, I'm making 25, so if you want them higher than me, that, you know, that's.
You are making, that's not true, you make, I actually did the math, you make $29.09 an hour.
This coming year,
Yeah,
not now.
okay, yeah, not now.
Let's get
Next
that
year,
straight.
next year you'll be making $29.09.
No, as of this year, she is.
As of right now, you are.
As of right now, you are.
As of right now, as of January 1.
January 1st, you started making that.
Yeah, your COLA went into effect January.
Went into effect, so don't
So
say
you
you're
are making
not.
How can you
$29.09.
pay us an extra if you haven't voted on it yet?
Because you can use,
We can do COLA, but not a merit, and not an increase. And I think,
COLA's automatic.
COLA's automatic
Our
because
merit
you voted on that
doesn't
year's
have a
raise.
raise.
So with that increase, you can go
I
buy
didn't
another
see it in my
vehicle.
paycheck, or I won't this week anyway, but
Yeah, Julie, we're gonna talk about it, because Julie did do it.
I just don't know how you
Actually,
can
nobody's gonna see it.
Your-
pay for something in your,
Back in 2009 for the COLA increase. They've always just given it to you retroactively.
Right, it's
but now
retroactive.
You can legally give that to you January 1st instead of waiting and giving it to you retroactively.
oh, that sounds safe for the budget.
a lot of
Okay.
things are.
When did this take effect?
Well,
Last
it's
year?
not like we're gonna collect
Maybe that's why
any,
we're having so many problems.
Dee Dee, it's not like we're collecting any more money until October.
Anyway.
I get it,
So
but
she,
anyway.
so she did her own wage survey to do
Okay.
the 22.
Yeah,
That's fine.
so average is $22 an hour. It can go up if they're certified in some of these.
It won't be able to
Things
go
we
up.
do?
You'll be locked into that 22 for a while.
However, but there's money in the budget for the classes and the certifications.
Also have to remember, you don't want to go too high because there's going to be 2 of them.
Yep. Not if they already have some of the
So
certifications.
You don't
should
wanna-
they-
So if there's 2 of them, they get half the pay?
Well, you don't want to break the budget here. I mean, we're gone next year, so you guys don't have anything to worry about. There will be 2
Can you say
people.
again?
1 person per department. You do need to break them up. I know you guys talk about this a lot. Limerick has grown beyond belief. 5 years ago, this probably wouldn't be an issue, but we were having a hard time. I know, Steph, I see your face.
Well, it's not that, Dee Dee. I just, first and foremost, somebody said to me today that, you know, the taxpayers are being used as an ATM.
Correct. We're trying to avoid that.
Well, I can tell you my ATM is flashing low funds, okay?
Trust me, there is nothing more than I would
And-
love to be walking out of here this March. That's what our plan was.
I know. You had other.
We can. I mean, we
Still
can
may
walk at
happen.
any time, we can resign and walk off, but again, there's nobody here to take the place, and the taxpayers are gonna suffer. That is the only reason why we're staying.
Dee Dee, we were talking a few minutes ago, while you were coming up here. What is wrong with basically having the way we've had it in the past when,
Anastasia?
Anastasia, when she was here?
was the deputy
What is wrong with keeping that scenario like that?
It's not, once we're gone. The issue is if you have 2 separate people for these positions. I mean, Mom did town clerk, tax collector for years.
Right.
Then, of course, but the town was smaller. The town has now grown.
Something I'm in here about every day,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't see 10 or 15 people lined up at those counters.
You come in the wrong time of day.
I was gonna say, every time
My
I come in
husband
here,
was
there's
here the
at
other
least.
day, and he waited 20 minutes to get
There are
the tag for the
there are
dog,
busy
so.
times.
There are slow times.
I'll
Why stop
grant it
getting
that,
taxed
but,
for my
you know, if you look at the whole scenario over the whole year,
A lot of people don't.
I have a hard time justifying that.
Come on in every day and see what we do for a month. And it's not just waiting on customers at the counter. There is so much more that goes on into those positions than just
I
customer
realize-
care.
I realize you've got a lot of paperwork and the state is not being any nicer on you folks, getting all these reports that they
I'm
need.
getting better with the dogs. I'm not at the window for one customer per 1 hour doing one dog anymore.
How about
That's
marriage
great.
licenses? You getting better at that?
You getting married, Steve?
No, she almost put me down though
God, I
by
hope not.
mistake.
Who is she?
Wait, she almost put you down, like, as in?
No,
So,
she
yeah,
was doing marriage license and messed it up, put my name on it.
If we can cut back a little bit, how much is that gonna hurt?
Are you talking now with us two still there?
Keep with the scenario, you two there and bring in one person in.
The issue is that I think we've spoken about
Right.
it, is that
How
we'll
is that
have,
other person going to learn anything?
you know,
if they're
because if we
two
keep it like
separate
that, if we keep it like
positions?
that, we have,
Howard, it would be 4 people in 2026
Realize
for
that.
1 year, but then 2027, it would potentially be,
I mean, if we bring in
That's
just the one
Right.
person learning,
right.
it's gonna be very hard when we leave.
Well, I hear you, but
Well, I don't want
just
another
wonder if the
scenario we
volume of
have with the
traffic
trail.
here is justifying the cost.
But we're not doing it for the traffic. We're doing it for the training.
Training.
The training, it's the training, Howard.
because if we only brought in one deputy town clerk tax collector, then March of
overwhelming.
2027, we have an
And they
opening.
decide, I'm just gonna run for tax collector. Well, what are you gonna do for town clerk? Because,
Yeah.
We gotta suck it up for 1 year.
Well, we've sucked it up
Training.
with Anastasia, and she left us.
Well, yeah, there was a lot more to the story of her leaving.
Yeah.
She was forced out.
I know, but, anyway.
I don't blame her for leaving.
No, that's, you're
I would've
absolutely,
left too.
I'm jealous.
too much pressure.
All right.
So that's my explanation. You guys have any more questions?
But let us know when you get home safe.
Yeah, she needs to go home.
Alicia,
told her
you
that.
hear that?
Okay.
I'm her boss, but I can't make her leave. We're her boss, not me. Uh-oh. All right.
Were we on the elections? Did we?
Yeah,
We
were
voted yes on the elections,
Yes.
is what I have. Yeah,
Okay.
okay. Article 21, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $163,126 for professional and legal for the ensuing year?
How much did we spend this year?
This
A
year?
lot.
That's what I
Well,
was
on legal services, according to the ledgers, this year we spent $31,394.29 on legal services.
And we put 41,400 for just legal services.
There are, is that including, like, so
It might, no, I don't know if that.
we had a $12,000 legal bill that on the 10th was asked to be held so we could discuss it as a board, and we haven't discussed it yet. But what I'm saying, we don't have to go on the discussion part of that, but I don't think that has been taken out of that legal account because we haven't paid the bill, so it shouldn't have been taken out of the legal account because the bill has not been paid yet, so that,
$31,394.29.
This is where, again, you go back and you accrue any outstanding invoices that you don't have a matching purchase order for, so that it doesn't come out of the budget. You put an accrual on the books that says accounts payable accrual. We have this invoice, it came in December 30th for 2025 services, and we're gonna pay it in December of 2026. Or are you gonna pay it in 2026? And you guys, did you do that? Did you take any of your outstanding purchase orders? Do you have any outstanding purchase orders for 2025? So you can't even answer that, Howard, that's a problem.
They should be able to answer that.
Should be able to answer that.
They should be able to answer that.
they as in us?
Department head.
Okay, yeah, I wanted
You
to,
should have requested that. You should have said, what are your outstanding purchase orders, so that
We
you,
didn't agree on doing the purchase orders.
we put it in place so that we knew what they were spending their money on. We knew what general ledger account it was going to come out of, and we knew what we hadn't received for services and bait yet. But anyway, this is why I can't vote on these articles.
Do we have a motion to table this one until?
I'll make the motion.
You want to table Article 21? Fine.
What are you,
Why?
Why?
what are you looking for? Because Thursday, we have to have a decision. And then we have, I mean,
I would like to have Julie at least give an estimate.
Are you gonna ask her for that?
I will ask her for that.
Okay.
I would be happy to ask her for that, for at least an estimate of what outstanding purchase orders do we have? What are we looking at? Because,
I will say, we did get an email today asking, and I was gonna bring it up at the meeting tonight, because I don't know, I don't think we can, but maybe we can. Asking if, I'm working on warrants, I'm presuming that you wish to continue to post 2025 purchases in 2025, and the new invoices that we are receiving in 2026. So that was a question from our treasurer today, asking if any bills that are dated 2025, if we should still pay out of the 2025 budget.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because it belongs to 2025.
Yep.
I saw you meant to approve,
You got 2023 open, you might as well post in 2023. Why not?
Throw them in 2024, make it look good for 2025.
No, I mean, are you talking all outstanding accruals, or are we still on legal?
Well, I'd like to know what everybody's got outstanding, Gene.
Well, I'm confused because we said we spent 31,000 and maybe there's a $12,000 bill, so that comes out to.
There is a $12,000 bill, and then another bill this
We're
week's.
asking for how much in legal? I can't see. that.
41.4.
for.
And if we're gonna pay that legal out of 2025, then what's the increase for?
I mean, if we pay it out of 2025, then it will be over-expended. And I feel like lawsuits are still coming in.
We don't get the answer we're looking for by Thursday.
We won't, but
last year's?
We punt.
that's why I don't know why we're
Higher punting.
tabling. We're tabling for a hope. I'll go out and say that. But hopefully,
22 that they have.
the requested information is given.
And the other in this is the auditor figure,
That is also, I'll say it, that is a guess.
It's an arbitrary number.
because
Oh,
we
no,
don't have an auditor right now.
We sent out requests for
and-
proposals. Last year, we budgeted 11,000 and we spent 20, I don't think that,
But how much of that is because of the need to spend all of these journal entries to fix the ensuing year?
the thing is, what if there's the same amount of journal entries for 2025 to do in 2026? So that's the question of,
Sign a contract with an auditor with a figure?
Why do I have a treasurer?
we don't have we don't have one right now. We don't have an auditor.
No, I know, but
the
I mean,
past one.
but when we hire a new auditor, do we not have a fixed amount of money that we pay them?
They give us, I mean, I know in the request for proposal, they give us a price to do the audit, and then there's above and beyond. If you call 43 times, you're gonna get charged $300 a call. If you do this, you'll get this. If you do that.
Auditor is the difference.
What?
$31,000 in legal fees so far this year.
Hopefully not this year, last year.
2025,
25.
Yeah,
with a potential another
Yeah, they only
12,000
budgeted
outstanding.
9,200
14.
last year for
14.
the auditor.
12,000 is one bill, then there's a $1,300 bill or $1,100 bill.
Budgeted 40,000.
Yep.
You get 8,600 left, and we're gonna be overdrawn.
So I guess we have to table this one, so.
Yep, we're gonna table Article 21.
So what are we looking for? The numbers from Julie?
Looking,
A better estimate on
Okay.
the numbers.
and, yeah. And, like the
Artic-
the auditor number we need.
Article 22, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $75,000 for unemployment and workman's comp for the ensuing year? Select Board recommends yes.
This should be easy, it should have been 4, maybe 5 payments. Probably And what did we pay last year for those?
I do want to say, there was an increase.
Budget website, I'll have to
$58,000.
I don't have the, huh?
According to the ledgers, $58,050 was used.
And how many?
There's why my heart rate's up.
And there was $28,949 not used.
So can we understand why we're raising it to 75,000? I know it goes up because it's based on your salaries you pay,
Right.
okay? And it's also, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's also based on risks. Some jobs are in a different risk pool than others. So there's a formula here, but that seems a little excessive.
Last year's budget was 87,000. This budget is down.
But we only spent 50. And we're
Right, we
still
only
budgeting
spent 58.
75. A little bit more than 3.5% increase.
Do you want me to ask Julie about this one too and table
I
it?
think this is something that we,
It should be easy. It
I
should
know
be
it should be.
workers, no, it should be 4 checks. We pay them quarterly, and I believe there's one true up.
22, right?
$64,546.
Right, it's still on 22,
The 4
right?
payments are
Mhm.
on the template that was provided, which equals 64,546.
Okay, so that's 64. We budgeted for, and
Plus a 3.5%, comes around 67, that's where that came from. And that's why it's down.
3 point, so it should be
should be up
2.8.
Now we
2.8.
got $28,000 left.
It's going to roll back into the unassigned.
So do we want to recommend it be at 70,000?
I'll get
Well,
you
the way the
information.
article's
Or-
worded, it's a yes or no vote for us,
Oh, true.
unless the selectmen are willing to adjust their article.
Hang on, 64, hang on, let me. 64%.
We've expended 58,000 so far.
Well, Alicia said you expended 68. So-
64,500.
64,000.
64.
Those are the amounts that Julie gave.
That's not what's posted on the general ledger.
there's one.
So if you take that, add the 2.8, it ends up being 66,000. Not 75.
Then you have the unemployment insurance,
Unemployment insurance, they're 2 separate things.
2 separate things banked into that one,
It's one.
for unemployment and workman's comp.
That's, the unemployment insurance is 8,000. So 67 and 8. Is the unemployment insurance part of your, coming out of that cost as well, Howard? Do you see that?
It's all under one grouping here. We had a total budgeted amount in that category, 87,000. And we've got $28,949 left.
It's one of those payments, I know if they were short the year before,
Yeah, sometimes there's a problem.
calculated, you get 5 payments in a year, and you receive your last quarter,
I can't tell by that, by this.
can't count.
So should there be 2
We lowered
articles?
unemployment
Hmm?
too.
Should there be 2 articles?
That was a comfortable number from MMA, that went from 12,000 to 8,000.
Any more discussion, Lori?
I don't know, any more discussion? Do we want to vote on it?
It'd be nice to have the exact figures.
Do we want to table this, and I can ask Julie about this as well?
It's up to you. I don't know how much more work you can ask her to do in
2
48
days.
hours.
If you go in person and
It's not
see
gonna
her,
be in
you
tomorrow.
get better
And
results.
she's not in tomorrow.
She has doctor's appointments tomorrow, unfortunately.
And Wednesday's gonna be a snow day.
Not for me.
Telling you.
Yeah, well, next month.
How about if we just get it over with?
I think,
All of those in favor? All of those opposed?
It is one of those things that we have to have, so we're
Article
going to have to
fails.
figure that out.
Article is a no from the budget committee.
Article 23, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $8,800 for Maine PERS retirement for the ensuing year? Select Board recommends yes.
I have a question on the green sheet.
Yep.
Are we actually giving the employees an 8.5% matching contribution?
8.5%.
Yeah, it says
Employees
8.5.
enrolled in 8.5% contribution, so if they're doing 3%, or if they're doing 8.5%, the town is paying 8.5% town. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I don't get 8.5% match in my retirement.
When did-
From my
when-
employer.
When did that go in effect? What article was that?
That's what this said. We've always done a match. The town has always done a match, but it's been like 3%. Now it's 8.5%.
Sure. And how many
Where do
more?
I sign up?
Yeah, how many more people are on this?
There's all the reason why you just can't put a certain percentage over the whole budget.
Yep.
I'm asking, if I'm an employee of this town and I decide to enter into the retirement system, and me personally do 8.5%, is the taxpayer paying the matching contribution of 8.5%? You don't know.
Well, I'm looking at their website.
and $8,800, that was not, I mean, how many people are on,
I don't know how many people are taking advantage of this. How many people are in the Maine PERS retirement?
Isn't that in the personnel policy?
I believe there's only 3 employees, it says 3 employees.
It says 3 employees enrolled.
And it is 8.5%.
It's 3 employees at 8.5% match.
There'll be deputy town clerk position, tax collector open soon.
No,
Deputy town
can't pay me enough.
I don't know if this is outdated, but when I look at their website, they're saying 7.65% main PERS contribution and employees 7.65, so maybe it did increase, so I don't know where that number came from, but maybe there's an increase. So it's the
But the-
same.
But the town doesn't have to contribute.
Right.
The town decides how much it contributes. Maine PERS is, this is a match. So if you do, the way it typically works is if you're doing a 1%, you get a 1% up to a max of 3 or 4%. Okay? I have never seen an employee get an 8.5% match on a retirement.
well, I
When-
used to
when-
get that for.
When did that
but-
come in effect?
When did what come into effect?
The 8?
But for $8,800, I think it's, you know, if we have 3 employees.
Yeah, but you
I
could have
don't-
10 now.
It's gonna
Well,
keep
look,
growing.
Okay, so we're gonna,
Do we have
All of
anything in writing on this?
That's what I'm asking. Where,
Yeah,
where
where
was,
is it
where
that-
was the article the voters voted on?
Where's the article that the voters voted on? Yes, we voted to join the Maine Retirement PERS program. But I'm asking about the matching contribution. At what point did the citizens say, we are going to give each employee that is eligible for a retirement 8.5% matching contribution?
Right.
I thought it was 3.
That's
When
what
we
I'm-
voted on the article originally, I believe it was 3.
Wendy, when we went under this with the employees, what was the rate?
I'm looking at the personnel policy right now, it was probably 8.5%, in that high range, but this article in here, it says, employee, 3 employees enrolled and an 8.5% contribution. The way that's written, you can take it one of 2 ways, either the town is contributing 8.5% or the employee themselves, so I don't know why that article is that.
Well, this is raised and appropriate. If the employee is contributing it, it wouldn't be raised in my taxes. It would come out of their personal paycheck. This is being raised.
Right, I'm just, the way it's written, it conflicts.
Yes. So,
I'm looking up Personnel policy will tell you.
Or was the personnel policy voted by the select board or?
Yes.
Personnel
Yes.
policy was voted by the select board.
Okay.
The citizens don't vote. We voted to enroll and
That's right,
give
but-
the
but
PERS
that
as a
really-
program.
It's been good gig.
I just want clarification if it's 8.5% contribution. That's very generous.
Who else?
It is, I mean, it is very generous. I mean, I've worked at, like, when I worked at Maine Health, it was a 7%. And where I work now, it's 0. But where,
The average is 4.
yeah, but I mean,
4.5.
typical, like, I don't know. I know that typically if I was a young person and I got into a tax collector position, I mean, typically I would try to stay in that position until I retire. And so as a government official, government employee, I mean, I think that it's not uncommon. I mean, I'll say it, there's fire departments that pay more than that for the main PERS. Not small towns, but the bigger towns, like, I'd be interested in.
We're not Portland. We're not
Correct.
Biddeford.
We're not Biddeford, we're not Saco, we're not Leamington, we're not Newfield, we are Limerick. But what I'm saying is that, I mean, 8% in the main PERS retirement isn't, the 8% part isn't really that extravagant. I mean, I've seen much bigger
And
and
if you
similar.
want to attract, like we were talking about before, $22 an hour for, if we're going to hire town clerks
Good
and
benefits
tax
are
collectors.
needed.
And then, I mean, yeah,
It'd be nice
And
if the
that's-
voters knew this, though.
It'd be nice if the voters knew that that was the
8%, that might attract some people. But what are we gonna do if 10 people get in it?
Or
You know?
30. What happens if you guys change the policy to allow per diem to join the retirement system? Because it's a policy. You can change it at any time. It's not an ordinance. You change the
I'd
holiday.
vote to change that policy now.
So I'm just asking.
Hypotheticals and not
I
getting.
understand that,
You know,
Juanita.
I know it can happen, it can happen, all these things can happen, and you address it when it does happen. That's the only way you
Well,
can.
we're addressing it
address
now,
it.
and it looks like it's a little bit late.
Huh?
God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Who else in the town would be eligible for this?
How many employees are eligible for the retirement? 3 are only taking the benefit. How
Yes.
many are eligible?
Full-time, anybody full-time?
And how many is that?
Well, full-time is over, what, 30 hours here?
30? No, they changed that. Didn't you change that in
Anybody over
June?
5 hours?
No, it's not 5.
You changed who's eligible for vacation pay in
Correct.
June to 0 to 20, 0 hours
0 to 29
to 29.
for part-time, permit, yeah. Let me look it up. Sorry, I know, I don't remember every single thing.
You want us to?
No, but
We didn't even
I'll hear
know
about it on Facebook that I don't remember it. I don't know it off the top of my head, so I'm incompetent. Let's take a look. It's probably already on Facebook.
Brady, you're a step ahead of some because you know where to look.
Anyway. Because we have always been told to budget every eligible person because they could come in and enroll during the open enrollment
When we
period.
started this, yes.
Yes. So budgeting for 3 people when 10 people are eligible is really not the way to go because you're only budgeting for the 3 people that are taking advantage. But if they decide tomorrow to take advantage of this and they can sign up at any time, you've just critically outweighed your $8,800.
2 new people they'll hire may want it.
Then the 2 new people may be eligible for it, yes.
but that wouldn't be till 2027.
No, 2026, they're gonna hire them
They
in
get hired,
2026. The minute they're hired.
As soon as they're hired, they can do this.
A full-time employee works 30 or more hours per week on a continuing 52-week basis. Such employees are subject to all personnel policies and rules and receive all benefits for which they satisfy required eligibility criteria.
So how many employees in this community meet that criteria of working over 30 hours a week?
Brady, if any of those employees were here when that program is instituted, they would have to either accept it or reject it. If they rejected it at the time, they cannot hop back onto it. So
Isn't
you
it-
had 10 employees who came in, and they 5 of them rejected it at that time, they cannot get on it.
I thought that if they had an open enrollment, they could join, just like health insurance.
No.
How you tell them they
It's a
can't.
So
one
they're
in,
not eligible 10 years down the road if they've been here
Okay.
10 years.
Okay.
You have, it's like your health.
where is
insurance.
that written?
It's in the verbiage for the main state retirement.
So do you have to offer it to them and they have to, in writing, reject it?
Right, just like when you sign up for health insurance or anything.
You have to opt out.
You have to opt out. But you're saying this is a one-time, one-and-done thing where your health insurance, you can enroll every year.
With the retirement, it's a one and done.
I think that,
A little harsh.
that's a little harsh.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's not our
anybody-
rules, it's main
No.
That's
card.
in any way you work.
Well, if somebody ran and
No,
got
no,
elected
no.
a
If
second
I-
time, they
if I
could do it, they're
decided to
starting over.
join- if
Okay.
If I am not in my retirement plan today, and my open enrollment comes through, like my health insurance, my dental, my vision, once
This
a
is main
year.
PERS, remember, this is main PERS. Main PERS and 401K and all of that is totally different. It's totally different.
So,
The program.
do we have all of the documentation on file for the 10 eligible employees that say only 3 take advantage of this and the other 7 have rejected it?
First of all, you're not privy to that information.
It's a yes or no question.
It's a good to know
It's-
question, but.
I'm not asking who's enrolled, I'm just saying,
No, what I'm
do we have that, is it a yes or no? Do we
I'm
have-
gonna say, yes, we do, because they would have had to sign off saying they did not want the 401K, or,
Okay.
excuse me, main PERS. And this was instituted back in 2020. Everybody at the time, how many new employees, full-time employees have we instituted since then?
Full-time?
Full-time. And it had.
What about the fire chief? Well, he's down 20 hours, right?
Yeah.
16 to 24.
16 to 24, so that position is no longer eligible because Vinny was.
That position is up in hours since the last 4 years. The previous contracts read 16 to 20.
So if anybody's hours increase, I'm going to pick on the deputy. They're 22 hours. When they become full-time in 2027, they are now eligible for this particular benefit because their hours increased. Is that a fair assessment?
Only new people when they come on get to sign up for.
But they're not eligible for it today. They are eligible for it in 2027 when their position changes.
That's a possibility, yes.
Okay.
That's a possibility.
So I think we've only had one new person that's considered full-time, which would be the treasurer, as a new person. The question at hand is, would a re-election into the position of tax collector and town clerk mean they're a new person because it's a new elected official? But I don't think that that is an answer that we need right now. I think that there's,
And I'm not sure if your elected officials are eligible for it. I'll check my head.
yeah.
Goes back to my question of who's eligible for this position, for this benefit.
Full-time, according to the personnel policy, full-time employees working over 30 hours per week on a continuing 52-week basis.
Okay, so does this 8,800, does this include potentially the 2 new deputies?
It will need to in 2027.
Well, we'll need to this year.
No, they're not.
If
gonna
we
be-
hire them in 2026,
No, because their hours
they'll
are
be
they're less than
part-time.
30. Their hours are less than 30,
I thought it
right?
was 37.
Yeah, it's 37.
Oh, so yes,
About a 44-week period.
for a 44-week period.
Oh, so they won't be
Because-
eligible until next year.
Right.
They will be eligible the moment they hire.
But my question
Yeah,
is,
because it's,
52-week continuing basis, which in my interpretation of that is if I plan to be here for a year and work 37 hours a week a year. I don't think that it would fair to justify if somebody was hired today. They're like, oh, well, you're not here
But
for the
if you-
52 weeks.
If you don't offer them this benefit when they become eligible and they don't opt out and then they opt in, They can buy back their time. But no, they can't.
Oh, my.
We, the town has to buy back the
Okay, I
time.
think we are talking a lot of,
About $8,800.
Well, I'm
Lot
just
of
saying, I need
hypothetical
to know
stuff.
if I need to increase it to 12,000 to cover the 2 new hires.
My original question was, do we cap this at 3%, not 8%? That's, every year, is it gonna get more?
I don't think we can cap Maine PERS retirement.
Well, our contribution, we can.
The matching contribution.
Matching contribution, the towns certainly can. That's, I think, what Stephanie was saying, 8% is pretty
Well, I mean,
They like rich
Again.
benefits here, because we don't pay an hourly rate. So that's just my, if you're gonna hire 2 new people, does this need to increase?
No.
If they opt in? Because they will be eligible.
Right, that's why I was wondering if it includes the 2 new.
why would we up it now if they don't opt in, and then if they do opt in
Why am I setting a
June?
budget for them then? For them to
If
hire?
they do opt in June, we can add more money to it at the vote. What if everything gets voted down? I mean, we do what we did last year. We adapt, we overcome, we fix it. I mean,
So then I don't need to increase the road commissioners, because he might not need the sand and salt this year, or whatever, I mean,
No, that would be our
this,
plow contractor.
okay,
I mean, you could go what ifs all day long, back and forth.
I know, we've been
right?
doing it all night.
But what I'm trying to do is say, you have 2 new people coming on. You know that. That is
Yep.
a guaranteed.
It's
If
not
you-
a guarantee. I mean, what if we don't get anybody? There was a position advertised all summer long and nobody is hired for a deputy town clerk tax
The way it's
collector.
written, they're not eligible, because it's 44 weeks, not 52.
But they're not hired
And that-
temporarily,
and
they're
that's-
hired
that's
as a
fiscal year
permanent.
2026, not
They're-
2027.
They're permanent. They are permanent, and their 44 weeks is because that's when they started their date of hire. Their date of hire could be 1/1/2026, had everybody gotten their ducks in a row. Anyway.
Yeah.
Can we move past this one?
I would love to.
I mean, $8,800.
I'd love to move
is
past
not-
budget season.
All right, do we want to vote
Lori.
on this one?
Yes.
All in favor? Opposed?
I think you need to go back and visit it, quite candidly.
Was it a 3 to 2? I didn't see.
Three.
Oh,
No,
It's a no vote.
no.
all right.
Article 24, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $102,408 for health insurance for the ensuing year?
And this was the one that had the contingency with the 2 new positions,
Yep.
correct?
So you put them in for health insurance.
Oh, my God.
Which is a big number. I mean, you're talking 102,000 versus 8,800.
Well,
So
still.
my only question is that a firm 9% increase that,
That was from the state, yep.
so, and that's set in stone?
That was the letter we got from them.
Okay.
What's the the FICA cost? Because the FICA cost is usually associated with paying someone a salary. It was $72.78.
Does it go off of,
The employees opting out, would that be?
So we're paying them $500 a month and covering the taxes for that.
Again, where do I sign up?
How many people are on this one? I know we started that years ago.
There are 7 employees that are opting out.
So we pay $500 a month plus taxes to opt out of our insurance.
I mean, we still have 7,609.91 left over.
The verbiage had changed for new employee. I mean, we pay up to Previously, it was if you didn't have health insurance with us, you'd get a check for $500 a month, and now it's up to $500. You have to prove that you're paying for insurance elsewhere, and you'll get a reimbursement check for up to $500 a month.
How many are left on the old program? 7.
And do new employees coming in, if they get to opt out or they get to sign up? So that, is that?
Is it correct? Yeah. I think this came up when we were hiring the new custodian, I don't know if it was me, but I sparked a question of, if I don't sign up for insurance at my work, I don't get a check. I don't get insurance. So, it was,
We discussed this last year too, or was it the year before?
I think it might have been the year before, because then the select board changed the policy.
They have to show that they're spending at least more than the
They have to show that they are spending $500 on premiums
a month,
a month.
or $6,000 for the year.
Which actually saves the town
That's
money.
right, last year we only had 26,000,
So-
22,600.
All right, all in favor? Those opposed?
For health insurance?
All right, article passes. Next.
We want 102,000 this year?
General assistance.
I think that's.
I'll go for Brady. Article 25, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $18,275 for general assistance for the ensuing year?
That stayed the same, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
How much did we use?
General assistance is one of those hard, I'll go out and say, general assistance is one of those hard ones where, we could have one person ask for one thing once, or we could have a freak ice storm and people's needs heat. I mean, it's one of those things, and it's one of the things,
But we get, how much, 70% of this back?
You get 7, well, if they're approved,
If they're approved.
and it doesn't mean that we can't help. So we can still help out of this, and they might not be approved, but it could be a situation that we decide to help. But if they're approved through the state, the application, they get 70% back.
But we did not feel the need to increase it, but we also didn't want to decrease it and shoot ourselves in the foot. You never know.
You don't.
Somebody may need it to pay taxes. So
Right.
somebody may need it to pay their taxes. General assistance.
Oh, you shouldn't be
You
using.
can't use it to.
I
can't-
know, I'm just, okay.
All right,
So I make a motion, yes,
all right, all in favor?
there you go.
Passes unanimously.
Article 26, thank you for reading that last one. Article 26, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $44,625 for administrative costs for the ensuing year?
We do, Gail and I chatted a little bit earlier. We know that there's going to have to be ADA accessibility compliance with our website, which is gonna take a huge drastic change. So we budgeted 1,000 that has to be completed by the end of April. So that, we don't know the exact cost, but probably.
How, ADA compliance on a website?
Yes, it's a state law.
State law.
So when you click on it, it reads to you for somebody who has
Okay.
visual impairments.
All right.
Okay, so my question,
What next?
I know you guys have looked at that.
A lot more,
Registry of Deeds,
a lot more.
was it taken into account the $6 per document increase this year?
Well, I think
Bless you. I'm sorry, what was the question?
On the Registry of Deeds, was it taken into account the $6 per document for recording
What-
increase?
What don't we have the people that do deeds, they do them themselves, or are we still doing them?
Yep, this is for
They
like,
still have to be recorded as a
They
deed.
still have to be
Yeah,
recorded.
it's still
We have to pay to have them put into pretty books.
And based on the ledgers, we recorded about 173 documents last year. And if we do the same amount, it's gonna come up to 4,400, not 3,500.
Is Modem Waves in this article? That's our current IT provider.
I think they were in the housekeeping, wasn't it?
I'm just asking, because I see computer services, Microsoft 365 annual licenses, and the Microsoft email. Is that Modem Waves? Because I think, Alicia, you proposed that we find someone else, because he's extremely busy.
Their meeting, that's what the
Tomorrow.
workshop is tomorrow night. So that does include a standard, he was a standard like $3,000. So I don't know, right now, we're probably not gonna get a commitment or an agreement with a new person before Thursday. So we left that amount in there to give us something to start with.
So this budget amount could change, this could increase
So
based
I-
on the
yeah,
new
this is what
contractor.
I wanted the board to suggest adding more into website accessibility improvements. We just found out the date for that, being the end of April, that is not,
So do we want to table this until the selectmen have,
they
I can-
I do have that on there tonight.
For the select board, I would look for a motion to add an additional $1,000 for website accessibility improvements to the administrative cost budget.
So we take-
So moved. Second it.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
so when you write that up, we'll vote Thursday night on Article 26.
All right.
Table.
Tabled.
Article 27, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate $99,323 for municipal building, Bricktown Hall, Grange Hall, old fire station, building repairs, fuel, utilities, et cetera, for the ensuing year? Select Board recommended yes. So these are the public buildings.
So this is the municipal building. It's 67,
655.
655.
Do we spend 7,000? Well, okay, that's kind of silly. Do we need another 7,000 for the elevator when last year we only used 2,000 something?
The elevator can be very tricky. The year
2
before
years
that,
ago, we spent a lot of money.
spent, like, that budget way over because we had substantial issues with our elevator. So.
And it's not getting any younger.
It's just a tricky one. We may not utilize it, I see what you're saying, but then, like I said, that year, we got hammered, and when they come, their bill is crazy.
All right. My other question was $12,000 for the telephone?
Yeah,
We,
welcome to Consolidated.
we spent 4,014 in '25 because there was a credit issued back. That leaves us with 5985 left over. So we're asking for another 12 on that? That's a lot.
Are we putting heat pumps in the Grange Hall? Has that been approved?
I think,
Yes.
yeah.
That was part of the ARPA money?
Part of the opera money, but that would
What?
increase your.
Yeah, I think it's done,
Is it
actually.
done? Okay.
Right? Or the electrical was
No,
done,
it's not done,
or no?
the wire, like he was, the electrician went in, yes.
Okay.
That has not been finished.
Is $800 enough now that we'll be running a heat pump in that building?
Well, we had the furnace, right?
Do you,
You still have the furnace, you still have the the contract. I just don't know if it's gonna increase with the heat pump running.
Probably a little, because it'll run all the time, and they'll have the AC
doesn't have to
in the
run all the
summertime.
time, I mean,
Just asking.
yeah.
How much is the old fire station?
The old,
That should be a lot less than last year.
The old fire station, we only budgeted 1,400.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause that's got limited.
And that's, you've shut off the water there, I think.
Water's been
right?
shut off, sewer's been shut off,
The electricity's still there.
the electricity's still there. And it's only used for, per diems to park in there during the snowstorms. I think that's the only thing it's used for, yeah. It's the only thing I know it's used for.
Do we have insurance coverage for them to park in there? Something happens to their personal vehicles while
I
they're
doubt
parking
it.
inside? I'll be
Or have
quiet.
they signed liability waivers?
Not that I'm aware of.
So do we want to fix the telephone one and do we want to change the telephone one at all?
I don't think that's correct. I don't understand what an $18,000 credit was. That makes absolutely no sense to me.
18,609?
Huh?
Insurance, 18,609?
For telephone?
Oh, sorry. I was not paying
Yeah, we
attention.
had $18,000 telephone credit. but- That doesn't make any sense.
Well, maybe you ought to find out.
Add to the list to ask.
Yep. Hang on, what number is that one?
When that-
Article
27.
27.
I remember when that happened, I can't remember the details on it though.
Seeing how it's 9 o'clock and you guys still have business to conduct, do you want to table the rest of these articles till the budget committee meeting on Thursday?
And do we want to start at 6 PM on Thursday?
Yes.
But understand, we will not be able to
Push
Ask.
things.
any questions.
No, we're gonna,
And I don't know if we'll be able to change, we'll be able to change articles as long as the three of you show up, if there is wording change, and Alicia's here to make those said changes.
Yeah. And if Alicia's not here, I can type them.
she
But
can
with
Zoom.
spell check.
It's a Thursday. Alicia's not required to work on a day that she's not supposed to.
Zoom, that's not working.
That is working.
That is working.
Steve, I know you don't know what Zoom is, but I'm fine with that. I mean, I've been told by multiple people the roads are awful, and a lot of us have some bad travel times. I'm driving to Newfield, but I know Alicia has a extended travel time, and
And, we still have quite a number of articles to go.
We're only halfway through.
We're only halfway through.
So 6 o'clock Thursday?
better than my truck.
Brady?
What?
6
And
o'clock
I
on
don't want to
Thursday?
keep everybody here all
I
night.
can try to make, yeah, I can try to. I'll have to go, yeah. I'm fine with 6 o'clock.
I mean, otherwise, the budget committee can just go through their recommendations or.
I may be here a little bit late. I just have to go let the dogs out I get out of work at 5. Yeah, let's do 6.
Did the budget committee even read these?
Yes.
So why is there so much controversy tonight?
Well, one, we got them on the 1st, and this is the first time that we are seeing the articles written the way they are to go with the green sheets.
And some of the budgets are the first time we're seeing them
Shouldn't you
tonight.
see that before you show up, Phil?
Yeah, but we can't
Yeah.
ask them any questions.
We can't ask them any questions until we have a
So you
meeting.
get them on the 1st, and today's whatever, the 5th, the 6th,
Today's the
or whatever.
5th. We should have had all the budgets no later than September 30th. And we got it January 1st. That's kind of,
All of the budgets.
no, not all of them, just a couple of them. Yeah. Right, but they've
There have
trickled
been a couple.
in, they have trickled in all fall and all winter.
There was a significant amount of budgets submitted back at one of the budget committee meetings last month, and the budget committee meeting was no longer than 10 minutes. They just received them, and they adjourned the meeting, which no fault to their own, but it's, they were the select board budgets, but I was kind of shocked that had a meeting, everybody's, not woe me, but everybody's night is disrupted to come out to this meeting. Things are different, families are different. Alicia comes down and it's a 10-minute meeting for a bunch of budgets, and now all the budgets most of the budgets that were presented that night are having questions on it tonight.
Vote on work papers,
okay? We vote on the articles.
But if you have any, this is how it,
Submitted work papers.
this is how it always happens, is the last minute, and yes, it may be, I'll take the blame. It's my fault that it's the last minute, but I feel like even if they were presented, like, a bunch more questions will come out at the public hearing after we have the opportunity to change the warrant. Questions will come out, recommendations will come out for word changes. Where are those recommendations now? Until now, the public hearing, I'll have to go, oh, well, I should have changed it, but nobody had brought it up to my attention, and I cannot know everything. March 14th, 13th.
Friday the
But this all,
13th.
Charlie, this stuff all has to be done by Thursday night, by the state law. It could be 60 days ahead or something.
You want me to get it?
I just don't want something.
And Brady, no, it's not, this happens every year.
Oh, no, I know. Okay,
Every year.
we are still in a meeting.
Thank you. I just know it's 9:15, you guys have other business to conduct, and I want to remind you.
Is it hearing of the citizens' time?
I would look for a motion due to the weather and the time that we skip over old business and move to new business. Well, there is no new business. Is there a motion?
Skip over to new business?
Yes.
I make a motion that we skip over to new business.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, no, yeah. Okay, all those in favor?
Do you guys
All right.
want me to go through and at least email to you guys some of the questions that we have?
On the rest of it?
Yes. This way, Thursday, everybody's kind of more prepared because,
CC me in on anything that you're sending.
okay, because yeah, I was working on it until 6 o'clock tonight. I know. Yes. Hey. This is tonight. I told you something. That's not 60 times.
Wade and I had a conversation about that. We'll be bringing it up tonight.
And, oh, hang on. That's about 500 yards combined. Okay, you guys have a good night.
You took photos, right?
No, they loaded with.
Do you want the photos?
If you don't mind.
I don't mind at all. Because, yeah, these are from 4:15 this afternoon, after the complete delivery, so.
Okay, so we are still in a meeting. I invite, what?
Guess so.
I think so. We haven't adjourned. Lisa LePage, Historical Society.
Yes.
Lisa, I mean,
Thank you for letting me talk.
Should have let you go first, I'm sorry.
I'll forgive you. I have a question for the select board. I'm going to set this up a little bit for you. On October 15th, Greg Melhorn reached out to the Limerick Historical Society, myself, about renting the Congregational Church for the Christmas pageant. We had our meeting, we agreed. He agreed to pay out $500 because we opened it 5 different times. And he did, for 5 different nights, and then all day on the, whatever the December was, that we did the big pageant and stuff. On the 22nd, you guys didn't have a meeting, but a purchase order, December 22nd, a purchase order was given, signed off by Greg Melhorn, who was at the time Director of Rec, to be paid. No, it was signed off by me, but by Greg.
By Greg.
Yes.
Yeah, Greg, okay.
With Greg, yes.
On
to do it, yeah.
that week, again, you guys did not have a selectmen's meeting, but you guys stopped in and signed off on the budget. I have the signature of all 3 selectmen signing off on the town of, the Limerick Historical Society receiving the check for $500 for use of the church.
We didn't get the check. I've been, poor Alicia, I've been on a case. Where's my check? I got an oil bill delivery. I don't have the money. Come to find out, Howard Burnham put a hold on our check. We reached out to you guys to find out, did you know about it? You had no clue. You signed off on it to be paid, and you chose to hold the check, and we want to know why. Because you didn't have right after you signed to pay it, to hold it.
The town needs documentation for, so I think there's federal, something to do with the, status. So,
What do you mean status?
Lisa, I would have to look at the paperwork on it.
Has that information been requested from the Historical Society, if that's what it's needed? Because I'm going to bring this up tonight, and I think maybe it's a good time to bring it up, is that when I signed off on that, and there was another check in that, I took photos of them on my phone because I'm confused on why, if I hold a check, it's typically on the warrant itself. We all approve it. We have a conversation. There was a check held for $12,000. I sound like a broken record. There was a check held for $12,000 on the 10th of December saying, until we have a discussion. And I'm still waiting to have that discussion about a $12,000 legal bill. I am unsure, as when I signed off on those warrants, I was under the assumption that it doesn't say hold, it just says who authorized this. Sticky note, who authorized this, signed by Howard. That, in my mind, does not constitute a hold, and therefore I signed off on the warrant, assuming that the bill would be paid. We pay department heads to run their department, and if the rec director approved the purchase and had it in his budget, which he did, I was under the assumption it would be paid because that wasn't requesting a hold. So I am unsure on why you have not why the Historical Society has not received their money.
I mean, like I said, you reached out to us October 15th. I've got the messages.
I know what it was a legal status.
Okay, but has anybody requested the information that is needed
No,
from the
we've heard
Historical
from
Society?
nobody.
Okay, so that is what I have an issue with, is that if, I don't care that, I mean, I really don't care that it was held. I mean, I think we should all have the opportunity to authorize a hold, but we need to do the follow-up to make sure that the reason we're holding it gets rectified so the Historical Society can pay their heat bill. Or the lawyer isn't calling me personally saying, where's our $12,000?
A lot of money.
It's a
I
lot
know
of,
500 doesn't sound like a lot of money, but.
but for a small society, it
Well,
is.
That's our heat.
500's a lot for me.
Our oil bill was $577.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you JP wants to be paid. So nobody's reached out to us. I've reached out several times to Alicia to find out, and she didn't understand it. We followed the rules. You had a purchase order. It was signed off by or approved by the director.
I'll follow up on this personally.
Thank you.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, that's why I think these should be discussed during your meeting. So if there is an issue, you would vote on, okay, I vote to approve the warrant with the exception of this one, and I'm going to contact that person. And this is why I have an issue. Doing it the way it was done has caused a problem. And like I said before, I think it's probably even illegal to sign those when you haven't, and you still haven't, correct me if I'm wrong, voted on that warrant, right? So if somebody wanted to challenge that, I'm not, but.
Yeah, I don't.
So can we expect a check this
I'm going to
week?
do my damnedest. I mean, I know that I'm not going to speak for anybody else. Brady Connors, authorized that payment to be released. I am one of 3 selectmen. And if all 3 of us sign that warrant, I am upset that the check has not been released because I did not authorize a hold on that.
Thank you.
And so, What?
When are we getting our check?
I'm going to email the treasurer and ask.
That it issued tomorrow.
The check should be cut, and it should be in that office somewhere. And she's not working tomorrow. But the check should be cut because the other checks on that warrant were cut.
Thank you, guys.
The other one is just, the other photo that I wanted to bring up is just that legal bill. Nope, it was just a question, which I would assume that it would be, the question about the keys, was that answered? Why the keys were made? For the transfer station, keys made up for the transfer station locks. You wrote, why is this being done?
There's a lot of them, that's what the only question.
That's because there's 15 vendors that use that.
That lock that have to go in, and we only
That
did
have to
her?
go in and out of that.
Okay. So we need to go over some budgets, and then we're going to come back to, we just need to go over some of the budget changes. We changed the administrative costs one already.
Yeah, so that one's now 45,625.
Okay, next budget is the treasurer's budget.
So I don't know how I got a chance to talk to Julie. On the green sheet, I have a corrected budget for her with the vacation taken out.
That one I did not. I'll email you and on with it.
Well, we know that the vacation should not be
I don't think it should be on there
in
myself.
there, so. And no other salary position gets vacation, it's separate.
Okay. So we've removed that?
So it's
I'd
removed on the
remove it.
green sheet, so I have a new total with that taken out of 107,807.
107,807. Okay, with that,
That is the 1 week vacation for her deputy, which that is correct.
okay. So with that being said, with the changes of taking the vacation out,
And that adjusted, I did adjust by guess.
okay. And the adjustments, I would look for a yes vote and to accept the article as written for $107,807.
So moved. Second it.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All right.
Next one, the public access television.
Okay.
This one, I was just waiting for the final numbers from Saco River.
Have we got them?
Yeah,
Okay.
so.
What was the ones,
21,280.
was last year?
It was actually, it's lower than what we budgeted last year. I think last year, I didn't write it 2025. This budget, I want to say, is up a little bit, but because of our personnel policy changes, we have some prorated vacation and holiday pay. Last year's budget was 33,606, so actually it's only up 80.
Less than
Yeah, less than
70, yeah,
$70.
74. So with that being said, for the public access television, I would look for a yes vote and to accept the article as written for $33,682.
So moved.
There's a motion, there's a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Okay. Are you in favor or opposed? Of this one?
I'm looking at the one.
Yeah.
Item 8. What the hell is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you in favor of that?
Yep.
Okay. So 3 in favor of that one.
So earthquake leave is one you did, I didn't print it off. You can look at it in the screen sheet on You're not, it doesn't have totals in the columns because this was a voted on article that the money would roll over.
Roll over.
It's not in the account. So
9689.
approximately, we need $14,440 left from last year, and this year, for all the unpaid leave that everybody gave, was $23,153. So I have put in $9,000 was raising appropriate, well, you'll see the FICA was $689, so it's a total of $9,689.
And that is a warrant article that was started this year, to have it roll over.
First year, have it roll over.
Yep.
So it's kind of an estimate of
Where we're at.
if there's complete accuracy within the numbers, so give or take a little bit.
Okay.
If we can be comfortable.
Yeah. So I would look for a motion to accept the article and recommend a yes vote for $9,689 to raise and appropriate.
And I know I need to change that on the questions, because I think I hadn't added that.
Did he make a motion? Second.
All right. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? All right. Was that it for?
Nope, then the last thing I want us to look at is the question. So last week Gail brought up, about 326,000, well, we thought around 300 to
Oh, yes.
offset taxes. So we have a proposed question, we're putting that on the ballot.
No, yeah, may I speak to that?
Yeah, please.
There are two, one for 326,000 that should be moved from unassigned to revenues because of August 18th, when you discussed it and opted for the $9.50 based on the fact that you were going to offset taxes. But there's a second one, and that's for $138,000 that should be moved from unassigned to the capital project reserve, which is at a negative right now. So what I'm asking for is a special town meeting. These are 2025 transactions. You can correct it right now, and you should, because money's being spent because of interesting accounting. Money's being spent on another fund because it was moved out of here and caused a negative. Not against the law, not against the law, but it's interesting, creative accounting. So you need to take care of this as soon as possible, not wait for March. You need a special town meeting for $326,000 and for $138,000. That's what I'm asking to be put on the agenda, so that you can, I'll send you more documentation, whatever you want.
So you want to see the 326 as a special town meeting?
And the 138,
Oh, okay.
both.
Sorry, I
Both.
misunderstood I thought
Yeah.
we were putting that one on the.
No, you need, there are 2025 transactions. You have the opportunity to correct this right now. You should, because money is moving now.
Yeah, but I mean, why a special town meeting instead of by the time we get up and ready for a special town meeting? I mean, we're going to be 30 days away from the actual vote. I don't.
What if you get an auditor in here? He's going to get an adjusting entry. Something's going to happen. These are 2020, and the people have to vote on this. They have to vote on it.
Yeah, and so, I mean, whether we have a special town meeting or we put it on the March warrant, people are going to vote on it. And if we put it at a special town meeting, I think that's pushing
Okay,
something
so-
through.
Okay, so you've signed a contract for Barber and Wheelock.
Yeah.
Okay, there's going to be bills against something that's not set up, okay? Just pay them, all right?
The account was voted on to be set up, though, but
She hasn't set, please.
Gail, trust me, I know. The account.
Set up accounts that are purely, pure correct, and she hasn't done that. And it's been since March, okay? It's such a simple thing to do, and it isn't done. She's overwhelmed, she needs help, she needs assistance in some way. Somebody's got to sit right with her, whatever that means. Hire somebody. Get this done. I'm just saying. Bring in a CPA and sit right there with her and help her. But money is moving, okay, just to say, and it's very difficult to keep track of what's going on, and when you find things that are of this magnitude, you know, 450 grand, I get concerned. I'm not worried about the 20 bucks.
I'm just as much concerned about the 20 as I am the
You
450.
are wonderful for that, but I haven't got the capacity to do that. So I'm just saying, why can't you have a special town meeting? I thought you were going to have something with SRCTV. What was
That's a
that all
public
about?
hearing.
Oh, that's a public hearing. Well, have both the same night.
A special town meeting, and I've learned this most recently, I think a special town meeting is a way to avoid the big voters. We don't have the same turnout. A special town meeting should be used.
You're talking about this kind of money.
I don't think we will. I don't think at a special town meeting we will ever have as much of a turnout as a 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. secret ballot voting.
Well, please let me offer my personal opinion about that. Right now, all you're giving me, okay, I happen to come here, but a lot of people don't,
Yeah.
all right? 46 or 66 or whatever people came and they voted on article by article, all right? They had a say. I have no say except to vote yes or no. And that's what all these 350 people, so if they don't want to ask questions, they don't want to show up tonight, I guess that's the way it is, all right? But
Yeah, but I
feel as
still
if
believe.
something's been taken away from us.
I still believe that a special town meeting is something to do to I don't want to use the word avoid, but it's to push something through. We don't get what we want, so we push it through at a place where we know less people are going to show up.
Well, hang on for your public hearings.
I hope people show up to the public hearings and ask the questions.
But what good is it going to do, except maybe educate them in some way to vote? They have no say. They have no way to change anything.
How do they have no say? I mean, their vote is a
They
say.
can vote yes, and they can vote no.
And the special town meeting's the same thing, a yes, no, yes vote,
No,
or?
it's not. No, it's not. They can change the article on the floor.
The 46 people can change the article, but the 800 people can't. So why does the 46 people with, you know, the people who, I'll say it, are retired that gets to be here, but someone else who can't do an absentee ballot, can't do this, can't do that, why do they get special privilege? It's not
I
fair.
feel as if a very few people make the decisions now.
I agree with you, and I'm sick of it.
Very few people make the
And
decisions.
the same very few people show up to the special town meetings, and it's only them because it works for their schedule.
Well, it works for their pocket a lot of times.
Whatever. But anyway, I'm hoping that
So we need to vote, you want to add that?
you want these on, you're going to put this on the March ballot.
We'll have to take a vote to add them, yeah.
Okay, I'll send you the articles. Is that all right?
Yep.
Do you need all the documentation?
The more the merrier.
Okay. I'll work with the ratio.
Well, what we have, we know we can.
The 326.
326 one, because we have the minutes from. the
Yeah.
August meeting.
So on the August 18th meeting, it was, while we approved the mill rate, we can keep the mill rate the same at 9.95, or we can keep the mill rate the same and transfer 326,000 from our undesignated account into, to offset taxes. So that does need to be voted on. Question to add to the warrant. So is there a motion to add the question to the warrant?
So moved.
It was supposed to be taken care of.
This should have been on the
It
November ballot.
definitely, yeah, should have, but it wasn't, so.
Both of these should have, if the world was upright,
Yep.
not perfect, so here we are. We just gotta fix it, that's all.
I'll second it for discussion. Is there any discussion? I'm seeing none. All those in favor to add it to the ballot? All those opposed?
I'm undecided.
Okay.
See, that's a- I'm sorry.
Abstaining. He's abstaining.
Okay, so you want to talk about the second one? The second one was to move $138,000 from unassigned to the capital project reserve. And I can,
That was another for, you look back in the March ballot, that's for SCBA, our playground equipment,
second egress.
paving and project for the second egress.
Right.
That counted.
It was utilities, it was municipal building in general, utilities, paving, whatever. But we can.
Call me dumb if this is a dumb question, but if we've already voted on this, do we need to vote on it again to move the money if it's already voted and approved to move?
No, you didn't move the money.
Yeah.
You didn't move the money, you voted to approve. You said in the article, it said it came from the capital project reserve, which was less than 138,000. It was actually a minus $4,000. So it just inflated the negative amount. Okay, you voted to move something from one place to the same place in the article. It was written incorrectly. Okay, so yes, everybody voted and approved every one of them. Okay, but we all missed the wording. We missed it. You missed it. They missed it, the budget committee. The voters missed it. The treasurer didn't miss it. She tried to do it. You can see her trying to do it, and it wouldn't, of course, it just negated itself, so. Then she used creative accounting on the playground. Like the playground, you spent 18 grand already or something.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, none of it makes sense, but if you just write the article to move 138 from unassigned to the capital project reserve, it will all take care of itself.
Gail,
Yes.
put that in an email to us.
I will, I'll send you the whole shamil.
It already has been, I think, right? No.
When we started talking about the last meeting, so that would be the last one you can vote on Thursday if you want.
Yep.
The other question and Wendy, we talked, when Wendy added her capital, her questions last week, they were written for undesignated fund balance, and she said, oops, I think they need to be unassigned. And
They
I-
both mean the same thing, but
But are they-
unassigned is the proper word.
okay, so we should change them to unassigned.
Anything that says undesignated, you should change to unassigned.
Okay.
Only because some
She
accounting
said that
vendors
while
said
she was
that.
talking, but we didn't do an official,
Right.
so I just want you
Same
guys to
thing.
vote.
Yeah, I'll make a,
Article 40 and 41, I'm gonna change undesignated.
I'll do one better for you.
Okay.
I look for a motion for anywhere where it says undesignated to change to unassigned fund.
I think it's.
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Okay. Okay. Just running through. There is nothing on new business. We have to sign the appointment papers for the fire chief. It's already been appointed. We just need to sign those.
Just update where you're doing that, auditing firms, so all auditing firms on that list have been sent the email with the full email, and I sent an email, kind of a follow-up email. I did hear from 3 today that said they were completely not interested.
I think it's about time we look for a single auditor, a CPA, to do that, instead of these companies. We'll have to end up in the same mess we're in now.
We can see for the week if there's anything we get, any questions, you guys are on there to get any questions to BOS, so if anybody has any or reaches back out, then we can decide which direction.
We went for years with single auditors.
Yep.
I think you're in a very precarious moment, and I think a single person giving some undivided attention to this is required. You may not only be on here for 1 year, and then you go back to an auditor, but you really need to put somebody right on it.
What I've been seeing with Smiths is they're jumping back and forth.
Got a lot of clients. It's no different than motorways. No different.
Pretty disgusting.
SRC TV is probably out on Saturday. Like they
We gave them 2 other dates, right?
The
Weekdates.
5th they cannot do, and I'm waiting here for Patrick to confirm the 7th, because he is in Africa on vacation, so.
Lucky him.
Who's that?
Actually, did we give,
The director.
I feel like those dates aren't right.
You're looking at February, is that right?
I say the 2nd, I mean, the 5th, 7th, and 12th,
Yeah.
those do not add up correctly. Or the 7th is,
7th is out.
okay, yeah, so I responded.
Okay.
I responded correctly. So Saturdays does not sound like that's okay.
Okay.
They don't have the staff to do a Saturday. So, sounds like the 5th is out, so maybe it was the 12th that would work. I can follow back up this
Okay,
week, but
yeah.
I think we, on Monday, need to
Yep.
have another
Date.
date in mind, and you're definitely gonna go with
Okay.
2 dates.
That's the agenda. Nothing in new business, we just have to sign this. Discussion, is there any discussion of the agenda items? Anyone going once, going twice? I look for a motion to adjourn. Oh, nope, just kidding, not yet. Okay, the plow contractors, I've gotten a few phone calls on it. I don't know if anybody else has. There is not the required amount of storage backstock down at the,
You've been down there today?
these photos are from 415. So I would look to just send a corrective letter, letting them know that they need to correct this. We sent a very similar one to the previous contractor. I still think I have it as a document on my computer, so I can share it with the board. We can all review it, make any changes, tweaks, but there is not the required amount of stuff from these photos. I mean, that is not a lot of salt right there.
Well, I went down there 2 weeks ago, and I thought the big pile of salt and sand down there was, I didn't know it was Ricky and
Yeah.
Ricky's. And I went down today, and they had the little piles off to the side. The Quonset hut's full, but it's still not the 2,000 yards that they're supposed to have.
I was reading that contract the other night. I think there's a flaw in it.
Okay.
I'd have to show you.
Yep. Would you be able to email that over, just so we can, or
Yeah.
we can talk about it? Yeah. I just don't want to. What we do for one, we do for all. And I made a promise last year around this time that I wasn't here for the previous contractor before our last one. And I don't think it's fair that if we sent the last contractor a breach letter, that we don't send this one a breach letter if they're breaching the contract. So I'd like to make sure that we get this taken care of, so we don't have to make.
I do know that there's an issue with salt right now, because when I was down there this afternoon, there wasn't any salt in the building.
Unfortunately, that is not us. There is a warrant this week for Eastern Salt, but that is not because
There's more coming in tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can review the contract and go from there. So with that, is there anything else from anybody? I'm seeing none. I look for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? All right, thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.